Oh my goodness. Welcome back to Blood of the Void, the lost episode. Ah, oh my God. I'm your game master, Aliza Pearl, and we have the full original everyone, crew and cast and OGGM. Uh, we have the full Blood of the Void family here for this reunion game. For those of you who are new around here to Q Times or to Streampunks or to the Blood of the Void, this is a reunion game of our Klingon campaign that we did back in 2020 and 2021. Thank you to our generous fundraising supporters who made this reunion game happen. You all unlocked this as a goal in our fundraising campaign. So now we're doing it. Also, we have a special guest named Eric Campbell playing Zazrit from our previous Star Trek Adventures games. So, so exciting, so much. I want to give you all, the viewers, a chance to kind of like get a quick catch up from our cast to see what they've been up to over the past couple of years since we last played this game. But first, I want to say, as always, as ever, we are playing the Modiphius Klingon 2D20 Star Trek Adventures system, and that's actually it. That's all I wanted to say. So before we begin tonight's story, what's up, y'all? How are you doing? Like, how's life? Oh my God. Philip, I'm going to literally I want to hear like 2 seconds from each of you. Tell people what you've been up to. Philip.
What's up, guys? I'm good. Still happily married. Got my wonderful 2 kids. Still acting. Still, I actually took a little bit of a pivot, doing real estate now. So I'm very grateful for that. If you know anyone that's looking to buy or sell, let me know. I'm in California, so holler at me. Let me know. I will take care of you to the best of my abilities. But yeah, life is good. I cannot complain. I'm so happy to be back with you guys.
Yay! Wonderful. I'm going to go in the order I see you all on my screen. So, Jade.
Oh, snap. That's me.
That's
Hi, this is Jade. I play Captain Idaj, I believe, in this timeline. That is correct. As for me, Jade, the human, life's been good. I've been joining the work world again, and it's wonderful. I love it. I love being a manager. I'm a captain in real life, but like manager style, you know. And I was also doing a Clear Skies, right, Aliza?
Game. Yeah.
But then work took over for my life, and I was working a literal night shift, kind of like Star Trek's Lower Decks. But it was so fun, and I wish I could join again in the future. But right now, I'm just letting life take me. That's it from me.
Let life take you. I love it. Love those vibes. All right, Aki. Also, yeah, tell us who you're playing, and then give us your quick update.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm Aki. I play Dwa. Things that you know about them now may not necessarily be true about what you know about them currently. Or in the it's timey-wimey nonsense. I haven't been up to too much work, and I think in the time between when we did this and when and now I released a supplement with Hunters Entertainment, and that was really cool. My name is on a book that was published. I'm a published game creator now. Anyways,
what's the book name? Tell us the book name.
Oh, Altered Carbon. I did the Osaka supplement for Altered Carbon, which was pretty cool. Yeah. And currently I have been spending a lot of time LARPing, and I've done a tiny dip of my toes into immersive theater. If you're in the Los Angeles area and you are interested in an immersive theater experience, you should check out Scent of Adventure. That's every Monday over at Geeky Teas. I am the storyteller for the second Monday of every month. Yeah, if you're interested in that, you should check out my socials to get more information.
Wonderful. Chris.
What up, though? What have I been up to? It's crazy that it's been so long. Writing on a couple of TV shows. So that's been tight.
Do you want to tell us which ones, or is it a secret?
you know what? Fuck the AMTP, whatever their name is. That's what I got to say.
All
That's the engine
right.
I'm on right now.
All
But
right.
yeah, one of them is called Crapopolis. Who knows if it'll ever come out? It's been pushed 1,000 times. Another
Fingers
one,
crossed.
let's say it one more time as a group. Fuck the AMT.
Fuck the AMTPT.
Okay, because the other show got canceled in like the merger when HBO Max became Max, and I refuse to call it that. It will always be HBO Max.
Oh my God.
And the third one is called Neon. It'll be out on Netflix at some point, but fuck them too. Aside from that, I have been doing a lot of shows at UCB. Got a monthly show with my team, Liver Pepper Wet, come through last Friday of the month. Next one will be June 28th. And aside from that, I had ACL surgery. That's done. So I've been able to work out and ride my bike now again.
Nice.
And, enjoy outside.
Yay.
That's about it, man.
Wonderful updates. Quincy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Quincy. I play Ra'amyan, the helms person of the Borku on our ship. In my personal life, let's see. Since we've last had a Blood of the Void, I was on a couple of the shows. One was here. Couple of the actual plays, I believe we have to be calling them. We did a Transformer with Eric. And I'll let Eric talk more about that if you want to. We also did an Ember Squad right here on Streampunks. And in acting world, I was on an episode of The Ghost and Molly McGee very recently, called 100% Molly McGee. It's about being mixed race. I won't give you more spoilers than that. But I get to play guest star uncle of Molly McGee. And it is now available on Disney Plus or wherever you choose to obtain your Ghost and Molly McGee. I'm not one to judge. So please check me out on that. I was also on an episode of Disney's Amphibia before they ended their series. So it was a Temple Frogs episode. Please check that out. Otherwise, I'm still producing a new season of my podcast, Asian Americana. So keep an ear out for that. Or listen to the old episodes. They're also good. And I just recently finished engineering a podcast for One Archives Foundation, which is a historical queer publication. And so they have a 2-episode season talking about historical queer publications and the cool stuff. This season was about Vanguard and One magazine, their own magazine. So check that out.
Amazing. And Eric.
Hi, everyone. I'm Eric. I have gotten a lot grayer since this show first started. Let's see. What have I been up to? The big things that I've been doing lately, aside from nonstop running Streampunks with Sam and Aliza, has been I put out a comic book, published my very first comic book with the prolific comic book writer Jody Hauser. Writing her coattails into success has really worked out for me. So hopefully I can continue to do that. And I've also done some work published in my first RPG supplement with Black Cats Gaming. We did spy, I'll just leave it to that, but it's a spy games essentially. It's a 5e system. It's really cool.
Nice.
Also done by Samantha Webb, who works for Modiphius and is a friend of the Streampunks. So
We love her.
yeah. Let's see, what else have I been up to? I mean, so much of what I do has been just running games professionally as a GM. As Quincy noted, I ran a Renegade Games Transformers game for Quincy, and we did Ember Squad after that. Like, we've done a bunch of stuff. It's nonstop, and we have some more games coming up soon as part of our unlock for Streampunks. So thank you again for supporting Streampunks, because it's a really rare thing for a small little indie TTRPG group like us to be supported the way we are. We're very, very lucky, and we get to do this again because of y'all's support. So thank you, and we really appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And my updates are that I'll condense them. So we just ran Clear Skies Perseverance for Streampunks and producing shows and playing in shows with Streampunks. I was in an episode, I was a guest star in an NCIS LA last year, and I'm now a video game developer. So yeah, yay. Lots happening since 2021. So yeah, with that, I also just want to say thank you to Q Times, Jake and Sam. Thank you for hosting this game for us and being our beautiful, lovely home for games. And also for those of you watching, thank you to our Aux crew. Thank you for your support. Thank you for making this game happen. And also, if you are not a part of Aux crew yet, you can become a member by with that. Oh,
I was just
more.
going to say, and I am playing Zazaret, and I will sit in the corner drinking from a tall mug and watch as he is showered in blood.
And I think Omek, we didn't get Philip is playing Omek. I think that.
Hi, I'm Omek.
And with that, we will re-enter the void. Okay. So just pausing for the credits. And jumping back in now. So you all, the crew of the IKS Borku, we are jumping in on a bit of a lost adventure, a lost episode that we didn't see during our main campaign, but this does in fact happen during the time frame of our main Blood of the Void campaign. So you all have recently left Narendra Station in the Shackleton Expanse. You have been kind of just popping here and there, being sent by the KDF to do various missions, and you came by Narendra Station for some R&R and some resupplying. While you were there, you met back up with your good friend Zazaret, who you know to be a trustworthy Orion pirate captain, who you've gotten into some strange scrapes with before, and you've all saved each other's lives a few times. Zazaret says that he needs a ride, and so he hops on the ship, and you all leave Narendra Station. And that's pretty much where we pick back up. But I will tell you a couple more things. During this journey back towards, the center of the Beta Quadrant, and giving Zazaret a ride, Adash, our captain, you got a message from the KDF General Vic, which you passed along to your top officers, your first officers. This message is that there was a distress call received by the KDF at Tygo Core from a remote Klingon planet called Krav 3. So a distress call from Krav 3. Krav 3 is known in the Empire to have become the most important manufacturing facility since the destruction of the moon of Praxis, which makes Krav 3's security a top priority for the Empire. Now, since receiving this distress call from Krav 3, the General and the KDF have not heard anything else from the manufacturing facility at Krav 3. It's basically gone communication silent. And all attempts to communicate back with Krav 3 have failed. Now, General Vic's orders in this message were clear. He wants the IKS Borku to head for Krav 3 at top speed and learn what has happened. However, there's an additional urgency that the General gives you, beyond the need to know what is happening at this important base of Klingon operations. The Federation has a team at the facility which has been assisting in upgrades. And so Starfleet is also sending a ship to respond to this distress call. But the Earthers are several days behind you all, and the General has made it clear to you that he expects you to have learned the truth behind Krav 3's fate before Starfleet arrives. To do otherwise would be a sign of weakness that the Empire cannot afford in these troubled times. Is it not enough that we must ally ourselves with Earther weaklings? It would be intolerable for us not to be able to solve a mystery regarding our own facility without their help. So it's clear that failure to obey General Vic's orders to the letter will possibly result in very dire consequences for the IKS Borku. Therefore, you all have set course at maximum warp to Krav 3. And that is where we pick up. You all have set this course, and it's mealtime in the mess hall of the IKS Borku, the bowels of this ship. Mealtimes, if you all remember, are always a pretty hearty affair. Just piles and piles of gak and all different types of Klingon foods that have been mostly brought in fresh, some replicated, because, Klingons prefer fresh food, but when you're in deep space, especially in the Shackleton Expanse, that's going to be hard to come by. So the chef does what he can to provide for you all. Blood wine is being poured. You are still several hours away from arriving at Croft 3. Actually, I'm going to say you're probably 12 hours away from arriving. So 1 sleep away. And that's where we pick up. Oh, also, you have your friend Zazrit is here at dinner with you all, partaking in the feast.
I will note that Zazrit has actually, when he boarded the Borku, actually brought with him a small, almost like a duffel bag of his stuff. Like he's shipped out a little bit, but it's a small duffel bag. When he enters the mess hall and takes a seat, rather than go through the Klingon ritual of possibly losing his food to somebody who wants it, he's brought his own food. So he sets his bag down on his lap, like somebody who's brought a sack lunch to on a field trip, and starts pulling out some Orion delicacies and other things he's brought with him from the Shackleton Expanse from his little station, along with some like these strange sort of like barely squirming, almost insectoid looking like things that Koss, his Gorn first officer, gave him. And he sets those down in front of him.
I want to try that. That one. The one with the pincers. I want to try one of those.
He smiles and immediately pushes all of them over to you and says, have them all.
You would give them to me so freely.
Of course. They're not edible. I brought them with me because inevitably Klingons try to take my food, and I wanted to see one of them eat these.
You don't think they're edible? It's edible if it goes in and it stays in.
Oh, it'll stay in. You just won't like what comes out. And he takes a long drink from his mug.
I don't.
Well, our commander is also a doctor, so she shall answer her own problems if it comes up.
In which case, Commander, this might be a very extraordinary science experiment for you.
Yeah, I pick up one of these insectoid creatures and I hold it by the, I'm assuming, tail end. Does it have a tail? Mm-hmm. And I start just wiggling it back and forth, kind of examining exactly what's in it. Let me see. 2 thoraxes on these.
He shrugs. You say so.
4 pincers. 2 of them are for crushing, 2 are for snapping. And it looks like the tail has a spike on the end. This is a challenge, I would say. Have you never tried one of these, Azrit?
I have.
Huh. And?
And for Orions, they can act as an aphrodisiac.
Only Orions, Zazrit?
Not sure. And he waits expectingly to see if you're going to eat it.
I'm going to take one of them and also place it in Zazrit's hand and kind of intertwine our arms so that we're both like,
okay,
like this.
I'll go along with that.
You dare me?
I do.
Oh, exactly.
Okay. If you both are going to attempt to eat these, this is going to be daring. Daring security. But I have an idea Idaj might have a different way to approach this. So I'll let you offer that if you want.
Daring and security.
Daring security.
I
difficulty.
mean,
oh yeah. Hold on. Let me decide the difficulty first, because then you can decide how you want to approach it. Difficulty is at least 2. I'm going to say 3 for Idaj, 2 for the Orion, because Zazrit probably has experience eating these.
Okay. Difficulty 2.
I would say that I've taken a really good look at this. Xenobiology is one of my focuses, and I've studied exactly how many thoraxes and pincers. I have a strategy in mind about how I'm going to eat this. So with those focuses, I also have strong medicine. So I think I know anatomy, biology. In my mind, I'm going to start by, when I throw it into my mouth, I'm going to start by crushing off the pincers as a very first start, as like munching them as fast as I can, so as to minimize internal damage as I slam it down my throat. So, is it still 3 difficulty for me? Do I get a pass on anything?
But you're gonna be able to use your medicine for this.
Okay, fantastic. That's going to give me.
And you can use that focus for sure.
Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I got a 1, which is good in Star
That
Trek.
is
Yes.
really good.
So I got 1, 2. Well, I got a 1. Does that? Oh, but it's already a double success, right?
Yep, that's
So
2.
I have 3 successes.
And you need,
So
you have
okay,
3
sorry.
successes. So you got those 3
Mhm.
successes, it sounds like. All right. So yeah, you're able to just grab those pinchers off as you chew it down, and you almost surgically eat this thing with your medicinal and anatomical knowledge. And Zazzert, what's your approach?
Mhm.
Okay,
I
so
mean, you've
this
done this before.
yeah, what would be the stat that I'm rolling?
Yeah. So daring security.
Daring security.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just my approach to I'm just Zazzeret, he watches her eat and he's enjoying watching her eat this first. That's the
Mhm.
first part of the meal. The second part is then he'll follow in suit and do the same. So and I roll sweet. I rolled an 11 and a 2.
2
And
successes.
yeah, that's 2 successes for me.
Yeah, no focus here probably, but that's all
Not
right.
really, no.
Yeah. But you got those 2 you needed
Mhm.
and easily gulp down this pincer insect.
All right. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
I'm also gonna like say on the tail part of it, I'm gonna use my teeth to kind of like squeeze out all of the like squishy flesh in there to really savor those last bits of ooze as it slides down my throat. And I'm gonna go, I'm gonna chase it with a little bit of fiery shot and just throw it all down and be like, it's gonna be a good battle down there, if you know what I mean.
Smirks and he's like, Zazzeret smirks at that and just says, I was lying about that part. I like to save these for myself.
Well, when you offer a captain a challenge, she can't help but accept. It was delicious. And then I'm gonna look around and be Zazzy. I don't offer this to most people, but since you have shared with me, I will share with you as well. And I reach inside my coat with my many pockets, and I pull out a flask, and I pop the top off of it, and I say, these are fermented gach, which I've been personally keeping warm for the past 3 years. And now I don't share this with many, but for you, I'll make an exception.
Zazzeret is doing all of his skill and poker face, like his years of training himself to keep that poker face in dangerous, deadly situations are being put to the test as he considers drinking fermented Klingon bloodworms in this thing. He just kind of stares at it and just like, thank you, Captain. And realizing that the tables have turned and that he, in fact, is going to be the one having digestive issues tonight as the flask is taken, he just looks at it and says, yummy. And he'll take a swig.
Daring security.
Yeah.
Difficulty 3 now because this is new for you.
I'm going to, you know what? And this is totally, I'm going to purposely ask if I can give the storyteller a threat so that I can get an additional D20 on this.
Go for it. Yeah.
Excellent.
It's at this point that Dwa turns to Omek and goes, how is it that this happens every single time he comes here?
I rolled a 16, a 17, and a 13. So that's 2 failures and 1 success on 3 dice. So he swigs it and he goes, that's
Ah, what a waste!
It must not have mixed with the insect. That's probably all that was.
I'm just gonna stare at Zazzy vomiting and just take a huge swig of my fermented gach. Oh, that's sour!
That's not the word I was thinking.
Zazzeret, it's going to have a slow effect, but you take 2 stress from that.
Fair.
It's a burning that goes down your throat
Tastes like
and will
burning.
travel down your digestive system. You will sleep this off, thankfully.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm just gonna keep eating my thing. There's everyone else is here. All my other first officers are here because everyone is a first officer on the board coup, right?
It goes captain, 5 first officers, and then everyone else.
Great.
Mhm.
Truly a net of command.
Yes, Omek and Dwa were just kind of pondering why, just the Zazaritness of it all.
You overhear Zazaret just saying,
Happens every time.
I didn't know you could ferment serpent worms. That's new.
Have you not met Klingons? We can ferment anything.
That just reminds me of the "We Can Pickle That" sketch from Portlandia. Yeah,
we
Zazaret.
leave pickling to the Ferengi.
He nods. I've learned a valuable lesson today.
Have you, or will this just happen again next time?
You say that every time.
I don't
You
know.
say that every time, and you still keep drinking it.
This
Captain Dodge is the only person with the stomach acids to drink these things. We don't even drink them.
I have a feeling that the next time I become tempted to try to flirt with your captain again, I'll remember the aftertaste that likely will linger for the next 3 cycles of space. Excuse me.
The aftertaste is how you remember me.
I mean, you're very lucky that at least she's a doctor.
Indeed.
Okay.
At this rate, you will make an enemy of the Beck that will have to clean this up. By the way, Beck, clean this up.
Are we done with you all's foreplay? Why are you here?
Business.
What business, tiny man?
The kind of business tiny men indulge in.
So pointless, scaredy actions. What trades are we helping you with? Whatever nonsense you have come to barter or blah, blah. I'm getting bored thinking about it.
Yeah, he just sits there and he's just slowly waiting for Kotar to just work himself into a disinterest of the question so he doesn't have to answer it.
Also, I want to say, Kotar, you say tiny man. Zazaret, are you a tiny man? Can you actually give us a physical description?
No, Zazaret is he's an Orion, so he stands roughly 6'6" and weighing in close to like 250. So he is built something like a football player.
Still tiny to me, bro.
Yeah, that's no joke. He's like a foot shorter than Kotar.
Yeah, Kotar calling him tiny man still applies, but I just want to
totally
paint that picture for everyone.
Yeah, no, Zazaret very much is he's the other thing too is he is actually taken to wearing more body armor. He used to not wear too many clothes, but he is actually taken to wearing body armor. Also, he's grown out his hair, so he has like jet black hair that's like carved off to the sides, very short, and it's kind of got fades on both sides.
May I describe him as like an Orion himbo?
Totally a Orion himbo.
Okay,
yeah,
that's always the sense I got from.
That's always how he's been described, particularly by a Federation captain of whom he used to flirt with all the time.
Shout out to Hector Navarro.
So yeah.
Okay. Ra'amyan, you have been witnessing all this from your seat at the table. What's your take?
I've already called the poor Beck to clean this up.
The Beck hurries over and just clears up the mess.
At this rate, Zazaret, you shall make this one a mortal enemy of yours. For his weapon, the mop, has faced your fluids many times.
Another mortal enemy. A prestigious club. Welcome.
Beck doesn't say anything, just mops and looks at you and maybe growls a little like, and then shyly mops away.
Well, we've heard about our mission at this point, yes?
You have, yes. Your captain has passed that information to you, and you are 12-ish hours from arriving at Croft 3.
Do we have any theories as to what might have occurred?
What do we aside
From
from the
us?
very
Yes.
top line, do we know anyone at Krav 3 amongst us?
And what is Crother known for manufacturing?
So all of these questions are just put out there at the table, right? You're doing this out loud, right?
Yeah.
Sazra, when you hear Croft 3, your ears perk up. You haven't heard of this mission. You're not one of the first officers, so you weren't
Right.
privy to it before this moment. But when you hear Croft 3, you realize you have a trade contact there. You or someone who, as far as you knew, would travel between Croft 3 and some other Klingon outposts and Narendra Station. This is someone named Keptos, a male Klingon, and you, Zazret, were arranging resources to be traded between the Klingons, running Croft 3, and Keptos was kind of quarterbacking that. Now, Keptos went silent a couple months ago, but it wasn't a big account of yours in terms of like the money stream, so you kind of let it slide, and you were like, well, maybe you got into some trouble. I have other things to focus on. So those are some things you know about Croft 3 personally. To answer the question about resources and what is being manufactured at Croft 3, it's pretty nebulous. I'm not sure you all would know. You can probably infer that, Praxis was a moon where there was dilithium mining, and there was basically all of the most important things to be built were also centered on Praxis. So when that destroyed, that work happened elsewhere. So you can infer from that there's probably some things to do with dilithium. There's probably armor, weapons, ship parts. The most important things to the Klingon Defense Force are probably being manufactured at Croft 3.
Interesting. Okay.
As per usual, until we get a little bit closer, I expect everyone to be battle ready, all your weapons shined and sharpened. And Omek, once we get closer, I'll expect you to run some sensor scans to see what might be in the area. We'll go in cloaked, of course, until we find out what the threat might be. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Commander.
Thank you. And I think with this, we'll probably retire for the evening to our own bed chambers, or each other's, to see what might be here on the morrow.
Okay.
Amyan, are you speaking to us?
Yeah, as we fade out, if we fade into another scene, I go, Kotar, one of your Vulcan brethren gave me this. He calls it an Earth game called Chush. I thought we could use it to practice our tactics and strategy. This one has 3 levels. It is very popular, I suppose, amongst Vulcans.
This is the most exciting thing you have ever said to me. Let us go! We will play, and I will school you, just like in combat training.
We shall see. You cannot use your brute strength on these tiny pieces without breaking your own.
Therein lies the rub, as the humans say. I happen to be just as smart as I am strong. And I slap my hand down on the thing and snap the table in half. Well, maybe not just as, but close.
All right.
Beck, clean this up as we walk out.
That is the 5th
comes
table
back.
he has broken this week.
Beck comes back with the mop, just watches you both stroll away with the chess game. So that's what Amyan and Kotar are doing. But before we cut to the next morning, anything else people want to establish that they did this night?
I mean, Zazer's going to roll the dice.
Okay.
Feels like Zazar and Dodge got it on.
Yeah, Zazer's going to roll the dice. He wants to see if there's anything else. He's going to Captain Jack this and find out if there's anything.
He's got to lean in.
Yeah, I want to know what Zazie is going to do, because at the very end of a meal, I'm going to be picking my teeth with a splinter bone from a targ and just kind of be sitting there like working away at those pieces of stuck in there, and just also like drinking wine, leaning back and just staring at Zazaret, saying, "So you've been busy, huh?"
Zazaret kind of regards you for a moment and says, "You still function as ship doctor as well as captain, don't you?
Yeah. Do you
So
need
you could put me
a
back together again afterwards?"
you need a check-in inside and out?
It's been a while, yeah. Probably good for health.
You want a full rundown? We can do a full rundown. See what's working, see what's not. Fix the things that we break. Why don't you come over to my chambers and I'll give you a personal check.
Zazaret just slaps his palm on the table and says, "Klingon ships are so much more fun than Federation ships."
I want to
and-
comment. Can I comment real quick? And I just can I put it out here because everybody asked me because they were afraid to tell you. Can you please turn off the comms this time? Last time.
If you don't want to listen, mute. If you don't want to listen, you have the option to turn it off.
It's aggressive, is all I'm saying, Captain. But fine.
And I'm just gonna kind of jump into the air, expecting Zazaret to catch me. And I'm just gonna be like a star, where I'm just like, catch me however you can, and I'm just gonna fly up at him.
Okay, yeah. He'll follow. He'll read the signal, and then as we are departing into the corridor before we fade, as he like turns around, he's going to say, "I actually don't know where your quarters are," as he rounds the corner out of the mess hall. Then you hear him say, "Are we going to your quarters?" and then
yes, you both exit to have your evening together. And oh my god!
I acquire. I both lose 2 stress and gain 2 stress more from the.
I think it's gonna be more than 2, but it's fine. You're gonna sleep it off.
I'm totally Jadzia.
Repatched. If you'd like, Dodge can roll. You can roll your damage, but you're gonna heal him anyway. So, yeah,
that's true because I'm at 2. So if I hit 5, I've actually got to spend momentum to not gain an injury.
I'm skilled enough in medicine that I know just how much to hurt you before we bring you back to health.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Just need to make sure. I need to be intact for this adventure. All right.
Dua and Omek, you two are the last of this group at the dinner table, the broken dinner table. What are you up to?
I whisper to Dua and I tell them, I kind of don't mind that the comms are on, and I go to my room all by myself.
I think this entire crew desperately needs shore leave.
I was going to say the same thing.
Dua is going to head to the engine room and very much mute the commander. And they're just gonna work. Lately, I think especially they haven't been sleeping too much.
Interesting. Are you?
I think they're probably also really preoccupied by what happened at Crop 3. So even though they're an engineer, they're probably looking over like the files and kind of trying to get wrap their brain around what happened, see if there's like any sort of like engineering kind of a thing that might have contributed to what happened, like, some sort of mechanical failure or, technological like ridiculousness that could have interfered. So that's kind of what they're going from that angle on this.
Okay. Are you going to do an actual any searching of the Klingon database or?
Yeah, sure. Why not? They're doing some late night studying.
All right, cool. Okay, so in that case, let's have that be reason. I'm gonna say reason engineering. You can use the ship because you're using the database. So if someone would like to roll for the Borku computers, you'll roll computers security. Who's gonna roll for the ship? Did I see Chris? Okay.
Yeah, I will.
All right. So computers is 9. and security is 3. So 12 is your target, Kotar. Difficulty for this is going to be 1. So maybe you can generate some momentum as well.
I have 2 successes.
2 successes. All right. And just roll 1 d20 for that computer.
Okay.
For the Borku.
I got a 3.
Okay, so that's another success. So bank 2 momentum.
Momentum.
Yeah. Here's what you get back. Not much, actually. As I said before, Croft 3 is now like one of the most important manufacturing facilities. There's not many files that are not super duper. Well, first of all, in Starfleet, it would be like super duper confidential redacted files, but Klingons will just delete them and be like, this is too important. Just destroy it. No one can find this. So Croft 3, all you can find is its location. You can, let's see, actually, this is something you actually would have gotten from General Vic. You are able to access codes that Vic tells you there is a defensive shield and a defensive satellite that protect Croft 3. So these codes are defense codes that you should be able to use so that that defensive shield will come down and the defensive satellite will not shoot you out of the sky.
Nice. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and then I think the rest is all kind of just not there. That's all you can really get from even a successful search of the database.
We're going to have to do this the old-fashioned way then. Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground. And
I write up a little bit of report of what I didn't find for the commander.
All right, great. And with that, we will cut forward to the next day. You all wake up. People who need to be healed are healed. And you're back on the bridge. Edaj at the center chair, and you all at your respective stations. Zazaret, I'll let you decide if you're here, but knowing that you're arriving soon at Croft 3, I don't think you shared with them your connection to Croft 3. Is that right?
You mean with Keptos?
Yes.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't hide it from them. Like, I think Zazaret would know better than to keep secrets. If they're giving him a ride, he would definitely let them know. He just hasn't revealed why he's got. And I've come up with the reason, like what he's got going on there. But also he's never presumptuous. Even if he's getting in good with the captain, like he's not go to the bridge unless he's given permission to go to the bridge. Otherwise, he's in his quarters.
Okay, so Edaj, then knowing that Zazaret has said, "Oh, I know someone who's connected with Croft 3," would you have invited him to the bridge to be a part of, this arrival at Croft 3?
Not necessarily. I feel like this is still a Federation mission, so I wouldn't have him on the bridge, knowing that there might be something sensitive happening. But I would have put him somewhere close by if I needed to grab him and interrogate him, or use him for whatever means. So I think he's close. Is there like a room near the bridge that's not quite quarters?
Yep, there's your captain's
your
office conference
ready
room.
room, basically,
Your
yeah.
ready room. So that's probably where you
Yeah.
would put Zazaret then.
Yeah, I put him there with like a vid to watch and be like, "Here, enjoy yourself until I need you."
Give me like a Capri Sun and just kind of sit me in the corner
My God.
with, with
Your
the
little
Game Boy.
himbo Orion pet.
I would also put my cat in there too, so that Zazie has someone to keep him company. But
Okay.
he wouldn't be out of hearing, out of range inside the room. And as we approach, my first question would be to Omek to say, are we close enough to start running scans to see if there's anybody else within the range? Omek.
Yes,
And
Commander.
yeah, you are actually approaching sensor range. So you could actually, I'm going to just say you all drop out of warp, and now yes, you are in sensor range of the Krav star system. And Krav 3 is out there on your view screen. So Omek, you can go ahead and do a difficulty 0 reason science roll, aided by the ship's sensors and science.
Yeah.
Kotar, can you roll for the ship again?
Get us that momentum.
Yeah, difficulty 0. Reason science for Omek, rolling 2d20s, and then sensors science. Do you have the ship sheet open, Chris? Okay, so sensor science rolling 1d20 for the ship, right? Is that right? Or 2? Why's my brain
It's one for an assist from the ship. It's
or
1d20.
any assist, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
one. Thank you. All right.
Got a 10 and a 1, 2 successes.
Wonderful. Actually, you got a 1, so that's 3 successes.
Tight because I got a 12. So
Okay, so bank those 3 momentum. So
we
you
are
do
5 correct.
4 because we lost one from the scene
right.
change.
Thank you.
all right. So Omek, your sensor scan detects that the defense shield that both Idaj and Dua alerted the crew to is in fact active. You're not able to sense life signs because the defensive shield of this facility is masking them. So you can't tell if there are life signs on the facility. However, power emanations coming from the planet indicate that the defensive shield is just about the only thing functioning. The facility itself seems to have lost a lot of power. The planet's overall power output that you're detecting in your sensor scan, it's barely higher than what would be required to maintain that shield. So there seems to be some type of power outage on the planet. Sensors also pick up a crashed vessel, what seems to be some type of crashed vessel near the facility. But the final thing with those 3 successes that you detect is the defensive satellite, which is now powering up weapons.
But Aliza, we're not sensing any other ships in orbit or in the system, right?
You are not. Now,
okay.
the satellite, before you even have, after you get that sensor scan report back from Omek, the satellite fires on you all.
Oh, we forgot to input the code on time.
Yeah,
What?
We should do that now.
Out of range.
So you all can attempt to, take control of the satellite by trying to connect with it and input the codes. That would be difficulty 3 reason security, assisted by the ship's computer security. But it is still going to fire on you at least once before you do that. So I'm going to roll for it.
Question. Our shields are not up. Isn't that correct?
You just
Aren't
dropped
we
out of
cloaked
warp.
right now?
You did not declare that. So
No.
It's true. We didn't say we were cloaked.
Oh,
So
well-
we just came out of warp and the satellite said hi.
I mean, in the last scene, I was saying that when we approach, we would definitely be cloaked as we approach, since we're not sure what might be there.
Oh,
But I didn't say it as the scene started.
okay. I missed that last scene.
Oh, sorry.
I did recall her saying it.
In
Tail of
which
the
case,
tape.
that will
that
cost us
case.
2 power, so we should be down to
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to say go ahead and we can say that you were cloaked
15 power.
when you dropped out of warp. So the satellite won't detect you, but you have very short time to try to get these codes in.
Mm-hmm.
And our security officer should probably do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Running it.
Okay, so the codes get transferred over to Kotar Station, and that's
Security plus what?
let me see again. So it's going to be reason security difficulty 3, and then let's have someone roll for the ship computer
I'll roll for the
security.
ship.
Okay, computer security for the ship.
And at least the same time that we're trying to enter the passcode, our navigator is also trying to evade being hit as well, right? I mean, we're cloaked, but just in case, like, there's shots coming out. they're
You
taking
declare
it.
it. Yeah, you can tell Ramyan at the helm to do that. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So there's
Do I-
2 things that are happening right now: is trying to evade getting hit, and also trying to take down this shield currently.
Okay.
Do I roll 3 times or 2 times?
So you have
2.
you'll roll 2 d20s.
Okay. Well, 2 successes.
All right, 2 successes.
The ship does not help. I got a 17.
Okay, so unfortunately, that was difficulty 3. The codes don't work. The satellite, so there's the defensive shield on the ground that's protecting the facility, but the satellite is in orbit. And the satellite powers it's still it actually now does power up its weapons, having detected that someone tried to hack into it, but it still can't find you. It's going to start searching for you. So you still have some time, but it's looking for you now.
What can we do here? Is there some way for you to hack it? I tried and it didn't work. Can we like take down the shields or something?
As commander, I will say to Ramyan, keep evading to avoid being hit by anything, and also for security and engineering to try and get in and try and hack through this passcode. If things get bad, we're gonna shoot down the satellite because I'm not gonna take damage to our ship. We don't know what's going on. So those are 3 commands that I'm giving out at once. Since I am using command, I think whoever needs assistance, I can re-roll a d20 for them as one of my talents.
Okay, great.
Commander, I do have computer expertise, and it's science 2+, and I can attempt this task that involves the programming of the study of a computer system. Would a satellite be a computer system?
Yeah.
Can I go ahead and do that? So
yeah, I would say instead of security entering this, I'm going to turn it over to Omek. Yes.
Okay.
So Omek, you work on hacking through it to try and get this to stop. So I'm going to give you my d20 just so that we can make sure we can try and get it to stop shooting at us. Ramyan, I'm going to have you keep trying to evade being hit by...
Do I need to ready up the guns or something?
Yes. In case Omek fails at his task. Yes.
What's up, man?
I apologize as a GM. I just want to toss this to Aliza because I know she could have fun with it. But it actually is technically possible with a difficulty 4 roll to detect the presence of a cloaked Klingon vessel.
Just always gotta be doing extra stuff, man. Come on. It's not even your game today.
Zazrit, sit next to this power conduit.
How about you watch
anything
your
that
video
happens
in the
to you?
Room. Sit with the cat and your
out of here,
juice
Zazrit.
in the other room.
I do the same thing when I'm at Star Trek Adventures tables.
Yeah.
I'm like, GM, you know you could do this.
I just want to be like, hey, if you really want to screw him over, even though I'm on the ship. But the good news is attacking us is at a +1 difficulty because we're cloaked. But anyway,
Thank you.
Just putting that out there.
While this is happening, I'm going to open the ready room and just toss another sack of blood wine in there and just feel like, drink more! Just shut the door again.
I don't know why, but I want you to shut up. Just take this wine.
Omek, go ahead and make this roll. It still is going to be reason security, difficulty 3. You're assisted by the ship again. But Amian, if you could roll again for the ship, that would be awesome. And... yeah, and
Omek can also take an extra d20 reroll because that's one of my talents too.
Oh, right, great.
Because
so you'll get a reroll. Yeah. So you'll get a reroll.
Okay, because I got 1 success and 1 failure.
Okay, so
the ship gave you a 4.
Okay, that's good. You're at 2.
I got a 5 and a 7.
Ooh, so 4 successes total.
Well, no, because I failed on the first, so I
it's 3
re-rolled.
successes.
So it's 3.
You can keep the you just re-roll 1 d20, the failed d20. You rolled 1 success, right? At first.
Yeah.
Yep. So you keep that success, and then you re-rolled. You got 1, and then the computer. Oh wait, sorry, I had miscounted.
The
then
ship
didn't I?
got a 4.
The ship got a 4. Okay.
Yeah, so it's 3.
But what were your actual numbers that you got, Phil?
I failed on 1. I think I had a 5 of 15, and then I re-rolled that 15.
Okay, so
then I got a 7.
5 and 7. Okay, yep, I miscounted. So that is 3. And then if you do have a focus, let's see, because you have a focus in computers. What's your it's reason, security, reason. Yeah, no, your security is 2. Yeah. Okay, so nope, that still works though. You still you got your difficulty 3 that you needed. So here's what you find out, Omek. So rescanning this satellite, trying to see what's going on with these codes, why they didn't work. You see that you realize, someone changed the codes. Now, because you had a successful roll, I'm going to say if you'd like to do kind of a hacker scanny thing and try to decrypt what the new codes are, just spend one momentum and you'll be able to do that.
Do it.
I'd like to do that if my team allows me.
Do it.
Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, you just kind of tap some screens and it takes a few moments, but finally you get the new code just kind of files in from your algorithm that you input to decode it. And there you have it. You have the new codes.
Commander, I've just been able to
Yep.
hack the satellite. I know who decoded it, or I decoded it.
Okay, well, turn it off. Have it stop firing at us first.
Do you want me to make the maneuvering roll, Aliza, or do you want to have Philip continue any OMEC rolls?
Yeah, go ahead and make a maneuvering roll, and I'm going to see if we'll do all of them, because time-wise, I think during the decrypt... Oh, crap. Do y'all see me? Am I still here?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I got kicked off my internet because some windows went weird. So go ahead, Ra'amyan, go ahead and make an evade roll. Con something. Control con. Difficulty... I think difficulty 1 will make it... yeah, difficulty 1. And then I'm going to roll for this satellite.
Do we get the ship help here on Engine's con?
You sure do. Yeah. Kotar, can you handle that? Engine's con. Okay.
Success.
And then I got a 17 and 4, but that 4 falls under my con score with a focus in helm operations.
All right. So that's a crit.
So we got treat them things.
So here's what happens. You all see on the view screen the satellite just scanning, looking for what tried to hack it. And then it fires off a disruptor cannon and it whizzes past your ship as Ra'amyan evades it just in time. While that's happening, also just in time, OMEC, you dial in those codes. And now you have control of this satellite.
We have control, Commander.
With control of a satellite, are we able to access its history and see what's been happening so far?
Yeah. You have full access to it.
Yeah. I want to see a history of what happened to this satellite from before, a few days before all this attack happened, to see what might have occurred to it. And do we have a log to see who changed the codes as well?
Well, I'm trying to decide if this... I don't think this is a roll. I think you actually would just have the log. But I am going to say... Yeah. So, OMEC, you're able, at the captain's request, you pull up the log of the satellite from the access, the code access that you've just hacked. And you see a couple of things. You see the last time it fired was a couple of days ago. And it even gives like a coordinate of the direction it was fired in. And you see it probably was that vessel that you noticed outside the facility, that shipwreck. So that was potentially the last time it fired. And then before that in the log, there's been a lot that's been deleted. So you're actually not seeing much else.
So it did accurately try to take down a ship coming down that it saw as a threat. But since then, we don't know what's been happening with it.
Correct.
So this ship that's crashed onto the planet is likely some sort of enemy. And it sounds like the satellite took it down. Is there any other information we can garner from the satellite?
Well, actually, not quite from the satellite, but now that you have successfully taken over the satellite, you're safe to actually fully enter orbit. And from here, you are getting better sensor scans and views of what's on the planet surface and the facility. You can actually get a better view of that vessel and see what type it is.
I have a question about this planet. Is it only manufacturing? Is there only like the facility on there? Are there also like town cities? Like it's a whole ass planet. I'm just curious what else is happening there.
Yeah, it's a small rock. It's pretty small planetoid. The manufacturing facility is the only structure that you could see coming in from orbit on this planet.
Am I too far? Or are we too far away to scan for any life forms? Or my sensors too? Can they
Not too far
scan
away
for that crash ship?
Yep, you can do that. Yeah, go ahead and do a sensor scan. So reason science using the computers. I always forget what it is for the computers. Y'all know better than I do what it is. Sensors science for the computer. This is going to be difficulty 1.
I suck because I got 2 15s. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't matter.
But is the ship can also roll too?
Yeah, but he would. So
Does the ship
Omek would
roll
have
too?
to. Omek would have to have a success
have
for
one.
the. Yeah. So yeah, actually, no, you're a little too far out to pick up to see if there are life signs on that ship. We're gonna have to get closer to find out more.
We're still cloaked. I'm just curious. I'm gonna ask Ramyan, like, what is the benefit of having such an important facility on a tiny planetoid rock where there's nothing but a facility on there? What would be so secretive to keep it like this? Who would want to attack?
The question, I think, is who would know to attack? A facility like this is far from the core of the Empire, unlike Praxis, where everyone and their house knew when the moon exploded. With this one, the intention would probably be to keep it out of sight and out of mind, and yet, here we are. I do not know who else could come here.
I wonder if Ramyan could use some of his talents or what have you to kind of do some research into this. Given what we know so far from the log of a satellite, I just want to do a little bit of reconnaissance before we actually land to see if we can figure out what might be the possibility of what we're heading into.
Okay.
Do we have? I guess this is 2 questions into one action. Are there logs of the any previous Klingons or whatever, like expected ships that have come here? And then if there is, I'd like to check if I know any of those names or ships, where they're standing in the Empire might be, etc.
So from what Dewa pulled, there's very little in the Klingon database about Craft 3, including that type of information. That would, you would check and see that it's a very sparse file.
Whatever was taking place here was obviously too top secret to fall into the wrong hands.
Commander, I'm asking.
So we may have to. Oh, sorry.
Commander, I'm asking permission to do my own reconnaissance before the ship lands.
On the planet or from the ship?
Yes, Commander. Not from the ship. Beam me down.
You want me to take you down? You want me to beam you down individually to do reconnaissance?
I have the abilities.
Why?
Commander, that's his thing. He likes to hunt.
I failed, yes.
He's the hunter, yeah.
He can do it. Honestly, I think he's the only one of us to pull off a stealth recon thing. So if anybody was to do it right, it would be him.
Is the satellite also boardable to Aliza?
I would like to go on the satellite. Feels like there's something to kill.
Or is it is it just like a technology we can't board kind of situation?
It's not. Yeah, there's no like docking and there's no. I mean, literally, if you want to go out in an EV suit and just like stand on it, you could do that.
No, denied.
But you already have access. You have remote access to the satellite.
Yes, what is it?
Commander Adash, I have a suggestion. As opposed to sending Omek down by himself, could we not send your little Zazzy down with him?
Zazzy? You think Zaz would know a little bit more about what's going on?
He has connections, doesn't he? If they get caught, they're
Connections.
going to need somebody with who's a smooth talker to get them out of any shit. The two of them as a team, I think, would be good.
I feel like if you send the little man with Omek, something bad is bound to happen. This
I
is
mean,
the
something
Vulcan
is
in me
bad.
Speaking. I don't trust that one.
Listen, something is bound to happen regardless.
I'm going to stand there. I have my arm resting against the captain's chair, and I'm thinking for a moment. And then I storm over to my ready room. I open the door. I see Zazie sitting there, watching a vid with my cat in his lap. And I'm going to try and pick him up by the collar and throw him into the bridge room.
The cat or Zazaret?
Yeah.
Zazaret!
When you pick him up by the collar, he goes, now? As you pull him up. And then when you throw him into the bridge, he looks around at everybody and says, well, this will be a new experience, but if this is what you're into.
I give him a very light, gentle slap across the face. Like, not now! Something different has happened. Now.
He just gently wipes the dark green blood off of his lip and says, what can I do for you?
You have connections to Craft 3. What is happening? Have you any idea before I send any of my people into danger?
Oh, let's see. And look at the view screen. Do I have any information I can give them about this place aside from the contact that I'm meeting up with?
Go ahead and roll. Loop, loop, loop. Let's see what you can roll. Insight security.
I do have a focus in criminal underworld culture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Is he rolling against us or with us?
No, this is
That's
just
the question.
yeah. This is kind of like just seeing what Zazaret knows, what other information Zazaret might have on Craft 3.
Okay.
Let me see real quick. How much momentum do we have right now?
I think
4.
3. Oh,
3 is what I had.
3 in the
3.
chat.
3. Everyone cool with me spending a momentum for an extra die?
Yeah. You're on our side, right?
Difficulty.
Yeah.
Once again, the difficulty is 1.
Difficulty is 1. Oh, well then, yeah. Let's see if I can just rack up some momentum for us then. All right. Difficulty is 1. Specialization is kicking in.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Oops. Nope. And oh, my goodness gracious me! That is 2, 4, 6 successes.
Holy crap!
Wow.
As I rolled 2 2s and a 3.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
So that'll be 5 momentum. And with the floating momentum, I'm going to reserve at least one of those for obtain information.
Okay.
What do
We
I
max
know?
out at 6, right?
What's that?
We max out at 6 unless we burn
You
off
max
any
out at
extra
6,
right
yeah.
away, right?
So any other bonus momentum has to be spent right away, or it goes, or we lose it. So yeah. I'm gonna What do I know about this place? I'm guessing the reason why it's so remote and kind of tiny like this is specifically because it's meant to be off the beaten path, so nobody comes snooping around.
That's exactly what you start to remember about this. So Keptuk, when you had just kind of the individual meetups with him, when he would swing back to Narendra and then go back off to Craft 3 into the other outposts, you're starting to piece together memories. Keptos, sorry, I may have mispronounced it at the time. Keptos. Yes, Keptos. You're starting to piece together memories of little bits that he kind of said in passing about Craft 3. So a couple things are, number one, you have memory of him saying, yeah, I got this contract for you. Oh, goodness. Craft 3. It's like really, really top-notch weapons grade, armor, materials. The KDF's just prime location to build things. I can, help you make a deal. I know you have some contacts in some really good resources for that type of building stuff. That flashes in your mind. And then Zazaret, another memory you have is Keptos coming in. Actually, the last time you saw him before he kind of went silent, he comes into your meetup and he has a black eye. And you ask him, what happened to you? And he says, oh, fucking COVID. Oh my God. I almost said COVID.
My God, I immediately grab a mask.
Kovad. When they wrote this was before COVID, so now this Klingon name is unfortunate. But the Kovad is the name of this character.
Gotcha.
He says, "Fucking Kovad." He's like the commander of Krav 3, and just got into a fucking argument with him. Fuck that guy. And you get the sense, by the way, this is the last little tidbit you remember. These Klingons that kind of come through Narendra stations, particularly the likes of Keptos, they're not always one with the Kaleshness. They're not as honorable.
Right.
So
not every Klingon's a member of the warrior caste.
Exactly.
So, right.
And so knowing the circles you run in, you're not opposed to working with these folks. So yeah, you kind of kept the company of Keptos, at least in a business sense. And so you sense that some people that he deals with are also not on the up and up. And you get a vibe that this Kovad person may not be the most honorable.
Kovad, okay.
Yeah, Kovad and then the weapons grade manufacturing. Those are the kind of two things that you get from that role.
So he'll exposit all this and basically explain that it's a transshipment port for illicit weapon manufacturing and sales. Though that's not Zazaret's business here. Zazaret's doing something a little less hot. Nothing that's going to bring down that kind of heat on his business. And explains thoroughly after he exposits all this. He says, I should have you all know that dealing in illegal weapons isn't something I do anymore. So before anybody gets angry.
Lies.
I also want to say that this whole time that when I threw Zazie onto the floor, that I'm sitting on top of him and just kind of
I'm on the floor right now?
Yeah, you're on the floor as I'm like saying all this. And I'm like, is that true? And I grab your jaw. And I'm just like, is this true? And I'm like an inch away from your face.
But if I tell you it is, you'll get off me.
Wow, deja vu.
And I look him deep in the eye and I think,
Commander, it's now the time.
He'll smirk and say, yes, it's true. This much I've told you is true.
Right. Dodge, do you want to do a roll to see if you... like an insight type of check?
If I trust him?
Well, to see if, because you know Zazaret pretty well, you can probably tell when he's lying at this point.
He'll actually say, games aside, Captain, what I've told you is true. I wouldn't mess with you or your crew in this regard, especially since I'm on board and I don't want to be shot either. And I don't want to jeopardize the friendship that I've built with the Borku.
Yeah, I feel like I trust him enough that I think what he's saying is true. So I'm just gonna kind of kiss him real hard and kind of bite him at the same time. He's like, I think this is true. And then get up and say, yeah, we're gonna get onto this plan and figure out what's happening here. Omek, you want to go planet side?
With your permission, Commander.
By the way, you're likely to encounter Klingons down there. There are some that are not part of the KDF. So just be aware. They'll have some knowledge of who you are, likely if you go down there looking like you're part of the KDF.
Can I whisper in Keto's ear? I'm offended that you think we would shoot you. Obviously, if you were to betray us, I would break your neck. Give us some credit, sir. And then so nobody else hears.
Aliza, are we able to go to a planet together? Or
you absolutely could all go. Yeah. You have your backup team that is very capable and can take over for the ship and just watch from orbit while you're gone.
Oh yeah. My plan right now is for all of us to go to planet side. Omek, you have expressed an interest to remove the dishonor of the stain of your failure by going in first, and I will permit you that. And you can choose one other to go with you to start reconnaissance. And the rest of us will be on planet side investigating until you report back. And that is our next course of action.
Who's coming
So I think we're all going to prepare to go on planet. So Omek, this is up to you who you want to go with you, but we're all going to go planet side. So I want everyone to prepare what they're going to bring.
Easy enough for me.
Okay. So, I'm guessing this time will be taken for people to check their weapons, on what weapons they're bringing with, any other equipment, things like that.
Oh yeah, because if we want to bring like if one of us decides to bring like a batleth, that's going to actually award that's going to have an opportunity cost, isn't it? And you're going to get threat.
All right, how many weapons can we have?
So what's on your sheet? There's 3 slots on your sheet. So I'm going to say you can bring 3 weapons with you. If you don't already have a boop boop, if you don't already have a weapon that is a batleth and you want to bring one, then yes, it would be an opportunity cost. You would be giving me threat to bring one. But if it's already on your sheet, then you can just bring it.
I'm going to bring my disruptor pistol and my sword.
Disruptor pistol, a deck talk, and I want to take a bet left. I can use my hands, but let's have fun.
Okay.
Yeah,
With 3 slots, I have my disruptor, Dick Talk. I'm also going to bring my cat as my 3rd weapon.
Great choice.
Okay.
Oh, I love it. You're like a James Bond villain showing up.
It's my battle cat. I'm going to take my cat from the ready room, and I'm going to take her with me. Talk.
Okay.
I'm bringing my standard sheet stuff of the disruptor pistol, my dual mek'leth, and my Duktak.
Okay. Great.
I as well am bringing a disruptor pistol, my TikTok, and I already come with the bat left, so I guess I'm taking that.
Okay. And Dwa, I think, did you already declare what you're bringing? You did. Okay.
Zazret has a stolen Romulan disruptor that he has attached to his side, along with a Romulan scanner. But the most notable thing is the ambient blue glow coming from the Ferengi energy whip that he has hanging off to his side.
Oh,
coiled up on his belt as he slides on his armored, like thin black leathered jacket from some alien animal.
Can I whisper again? Can you give me one of those in red, please?
In red? Sure. I can get anything if you need it.
Thank you. You're not that bad, tiny man.
Thank you.
All right. So everyone is equipped and ready to head down. Idaj, where are you sending everyone? It sounds like you're splitting into 2.
Yeah, I want us to go to are we I forget. Do we beam to the surface? Do we take a shuttle?
Yeah, here. You've done enough scans of the surface. Some were failed, but I will give you this. From your previous scans, you realize that the defensive shield is still up. You hacked the satellite, but it's a separate system from the defensive shield. So that's still up. You can still try to hack that and get that down. Or from just doing a visual check of the facility now that you're in orbit, you see that there are 2 potential entry points that seem like the most logical. You're not you're Klingons though. Fuck logic. But anyway, what seems to make the most sense is there's an emergency airlock on the side of the building that seems like it would be easy to access, but it might be behind the defense shield. But there's a landing pad on top, kind of like a helicopter pad, that your sensor scans show seems like it's very much not in the defensive shield. The defensive shield is everything below the roof, basically, and this is above the roof. So those are 2 other potential entry points. And then, there's a third one. Sorry. There's a landing bay. So kind of like a cargo bay, but for shuttles that are delivering and taking things out. That's another 3rd possible entry point.
Yeah, I'm impatient. I don't want to do any more scans. I just want us to get in there. So I'm going to have most of a party on the roof. But for Omek and his compatriot of choice, I want them to get as close as possible so they can do some reconnaissance and report back to us, meet us on the roof.
Okay.
So would that be the landing bay is the best place then that they could get in without needing to hack anything?
Yeah, you could take a shuttle down and land on. Sorry, I think I broke them into 2 by mistake, but the landing bay that's on top is. I repeated it. That's the one that's like where shuttles like load up stuff and take and yeah. So yes, landing bay on top.
Okay. We'll all go there then. And then once we're there, I'll let Omek take point of where he wants to go for reconnaissance first.
Okay.
Since I know he wants to make up for his failure.
All right. So I'm not going to have you do it a transporter roll. You all beam down to the surface and you are beamed directly onto the landing bay. So now the whole facility is below you. You're at the roof. And you can see that there is a door that's like in the floor that presumably opens up. And that's where, they bring out the boxes to load onto the shuttles and things like that. Anything else I can tell you on a visual check? Let's see. Oh. Right. So a couple of things. I'm going to say, do y'all have your typical, do y'all have tricorders? How does this work? I forgot with Klingons.
Yeah, I have my Romulan scanner.
Oh, you have your Romulan scanner. Would you, I mean, I'm going to have you do a scan here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, as Azrat, as soon as everyone beams down, he just kind of very subtly goes in, unclips it, starts running a scan.
Okay, you won't get any computer assistance, but you'll do.
So reason science.
Yep, reason science. Difficulty is 1. I think it's just actually, sorry, no.
It's down. It's tricorder will reduce the difficulty by 1,
so
unless you say otherwise.
Here's the thing. Difficulty 4.
Ooh, okay.
But I can give you partial success if you get partial successes.
We have enough momentum. Are you guys cool with me burning some? Okay, I'm going to burn 2 momentum to get 2 dice.
Okay.
Can also someone else help, like our science officer?
Yes, absolutely. It's actually going to be 3. It costs 3 momentum to get 2 dice. Because remember that costs.
Oh, right. Yeah. It goes up. Okay.
And yes,
do you have
someone wants to assist?
Yeah, because I was just thinking. Yeah, Omek, you're obviously going to be the prime candidate here. So yeah, if you want to assist, that'd be great.
Yeah, reason science.
I need 1 success for you to be able to.
All right,
give me an assist here.
Go ahead and Omek, go ahead and roll reason science 1 die, 1d20.
Any of my? No. Right, here we go. So 1, 2. Okay,
20,
I got
20's bad, right?
20 is bad.
20 is real bad.
I got 2 successes.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So why are you even asking like that, though?
20's bad, okay.
So 2 successes and a complication
from the assist. Yeah.
Okay, so your Romulan scanner reports back, and it's not able to really see what's on the other side of that door.
Ooh, interference on the other side of that door. That is enticing.
Omek, I'm going to say as you're scanning, you also can't see what's on the other side of that door. And I'm going to say, if I may, you start to walk toward it, ready to open it, thinking it's safe. May I say that? That's the complication.
That's the setup from the GM. Everyone's waiting for the explosive music jump scare.
Okay. Pray that I roll below a 10 or below. Oh. Before you even get to the door, an explosion.
Oh dear.
Seems like this was booby trapped. And not very well, because it didn't even go off when you got to the door. Omek, since you're the closest, you will take some damage. But I think everyone else is out of range. You'll take 3 stress.
That could have been way worse. Oh, do you have your body armor on? Because don't forget, that'll add resistance if you've got your Klingon body.
You can soak some of that up. Yeah.
Do you have your Klingon body armor on?
Absolutely. I'm pretty sure he does. So yeah, we'll say
when I go
armor is 1 resistance usually. So you take 2 stress on that. Sorry, what did you say? What did you say, Phil?
Oh, it was on.
It was on.
Oh, it was on. Let's see. Heavy body armor issued periodically to Klingon warriors at various times in history. I don't know what kind of armor, because if you are, Elisa's right.
It's resistance 1,
Yeah. That's right.
So you all see this explosion happen, and Omic falls to the ground, having taken some damage. And with that, we will take our break here.
Ringing ears.
And welcome back to the Blood of the Void, the Lost episode reunion show. We're going to jump right back in where we left off. Omic, you have been kind of knocked down momentarily by this blast and kind of nursing. Maybe, it looks like your shoulder got kind of burnt there. And the rest of you kind of gather around Omic. And now you do have an open landing bay door, and it seems like whatever booby trap has been detonated.
Zazer's gonna rush over to Omek. With like ringing ears, is just gonna run up to Omek and see if I can help him up.
I'm fine. It was just a scratch.
I'm gonna go over to him.
It's nothing.
I'm yelling because my ears are still ringing because they're very loud. And I go, "Get up! You're fine. Stop being dramatic."
I don't know what's louder, the explosion or your chief of security.
And you said Omek landed on his arm strangely. Is that correct?
Twist it.
No, the door exploded and hit me.
Oh, like
Yeah,
shrapnel
maybe
hit your arm.
the shrapnel, burning shrapnel hit his arm. Yeah.
Ooh, ouch.
Okay. If it were I'm gonna feel around and see if it was dislocated or not. And under my fingers, it feels slightly weird, so I'm just gonna push it back into where it's supposed to be.
Okay.
And then just kind of see if there's other burns. I'm just gonna take a little ointment now and just smash it onto his arm and just kind of like put the salve down. You're fine. You're fine. You'll keep going with this. Nothing's stuck inside of you. Went straight through.
Go ahead and do a first aid test. So reason medicine. And then this is going to be, you have Brock Lul, so that gives him some resistance to this. And the difficulty is just going to be 1.
Okie dokie. I got a success and I got a 20.
Oh dear.
Here we go.
So
Okay.
you're good, right?
I'm going to bank that for later.
Okay.
You smash the ointment onto his arm, and his arm explodes.
His arm is loaded. But no, he's good. You're able to patch him up a bit, and we'll go ahead and say that heals you back up to full stress. Okay, so you now do you move into the landing bay entrance?
Since something just exploded in our face, I'm gonna maybe have us not like run into the potential booby trap. But I am going to set if Omek is out of commission, I'm gonna send someone else to do recon. And that's gonna be Kotar to do some recon, our largest person here. Since I figure, if someone else is firing at us, he'll take on whatever's happening.
Can I want to pick up a bunch of the scrapnel pieces as we walk towards the door. And then I'm just like holding them. Before we get to the door, I'm just going to throw all of them around the entrance to see if they set off any booby traps.
Yeah. You're doing that. No other booby traps are set off. And as you cross the threshold into the building, you see, you don't see any. You see like actually, no, it would have exploded. You don't see anything else that looks like a booby trap attached to the door. We'll put it that way.
Okay.
But I will say, you throwing this shrapnel, you throw it in one corner of the room, and you see a Klingon hand pop up with a disruptor pistol pointed at you.
I'll shoot it.
Don't move.
I was going to say, I want to shoot the hand. Yeah.
Shoot
The
the
minute
hand.
I see the hand, I want to shoot the hand.
All right, go for it. Yeah. Control daring, control security. It's a small target, and they're very much taking cover. So difficulty 2 on this.
Tight. Let me go. That's a crit and a success.
All right.
So that's 3 of them things.
Bank of momentum. You shoot the disruptor pistol out of the Klingon hand, and they pull the hand back, say, ah!
Come out. Or the next one goes through your eyes.
You see a crouching Beck come out from behind a crate.
Ooh.
Don't shoot.
Who
What
are
are you
you,
doing
man?
here? I was asking that.
I'm the one who shot the gun out of your hand. You aren't in a position to ask questions. Who are you? What's the deal with this base?
I am Beck Roxor, and I was sent here to try to get the power back on.
By
Why are
who?
you here? By Lieutenant Kjall.
Captain, we have a stupid Beck over here who's in over their depth.
You don't know me well enough to know if I'm stupid.
Stop talking to me. Captain!
Oh yeah, Aliza, can I ask, what is the placement in the room? Are we still like yelling at each other from across the room, or has the Beck come out and Kotar has them?
So Kotar and the Beck are in the building, and there's a kind of a slope, a ramp that goes down from the entrance into the building. So they're at the bottom of the ramp. You all are at the top of it outside.
We're at the top of a ramp outside. There's
Yeah,
a slope
on
going
the roof.
down.
So if you just walk down the
Okay.
ramp, you'll see Kotar and the Beck.
Okay, and how close are Kotar and the Beck?
I'd say like 40 feet.
As Kotar is yelling at me, I'm gonna make a signal of just like go get him, just so Kotar can go and grab that Beck physically and have him in his grasp.
Are you signaling
Kotar?
Kotar? Oh, okay. So you call down to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
As he's like saying, "Commander," I'm like, Kotar.
And I think I'm pissed because it was him that set the booby trap on me. So I actually run towards the Beck I'm pissed and angry, and I want to grab him by his throat because he made a horrible decision by setting that booby trap and it slightly damaging me.
So Beck Roxar looks up in horror as just another Klingon with an afro just runs down towards him, like in rage. He's like, ah! Kotar, you are between the two. Are you going to intervene at all?
I want Omek to get a couple hits in, and then I'm gonna pick up the Beck like he's a lunch bag, and I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's enough.
Okay,
Stop.
so yeah.
So this is like a pinata Beck at this point. Is that what's happening here?
Yada.
So now, yeah,
Okay.
Omek, you get a couple hits in, and he starts to hit back, but then Kotar just grabs him. He says, "Okay, I'm outnumbered. What do you want? Why are you here? Are you here to help us or not?" Still dangling.
And here,
You all come
this
down
is
at this
me
point, yeah.
as a commander. I think we're all at the top, and I think I'm going to saunter down in the like Asian dad way with my hands behind my back, and just kind of walk up because I know we have a power miss situation. And be like, Kotar, I think it's time for you to flex your first officer skills and interrogate this Beck. Have at it, sir.
With me. This sucks for you, buddy. Come here. You know, just pick him up, sit him down on the at the closest crate. I'd be like, all right, question. Are you familiar with Vulcans? Don't care. Mind meld.
Okay. All right.
Zazra's just gonna watch because I don't think he's ever seen a Klingon, and I don't think he's completely aware of your heritage. So I think he's like just dumbfounded by this when he watches you engage in a Vulcan mind meld.
Yeah, and okay, so the mind meld is we figured this out in other games that there's no set stats for mind melds. Actually, we probably figured it out in this game, but I don't remember. So you can choose what you're going to roll this as. Do you want it to be like an insight or a control or a presence or a reason?
Do control.
Control, and then what do you want the other? What's your approach to it? It's security, I would say. That's
Security.
what I was.
Yeah, control security.
Control
trying to find out
security
some
mind meld.
info.
Yeah, you're a security person, so that makes sense. So yeah, you go ahead and roll that difficulty. I'm gonna say difficulty 2.
2.
Yeah. Only because he doesn't know what you're doing, so he is opposing it.
Fair. So if it's underneath my attribute number, then it's a crit.
Yes.
Or if it's underneath 5.
If you have a focus, which it seems like you would because this is interrogation.
Your discipline number, actually. Just
You're right.
discipline
The
number?
discipline number. Mhm.
Okay. I got a 3 and a 6.
Yeah, your security's 5, so that 3 would be a crit. You have
Okay.
interrogation. Let's see. You have starship. Actually, you don't have interrogation on your sheet as a focus. Hand-to-hand, tactical, athletics. Yeah, no.
Okay.
But that's okay. You still got those 2 that you needed. So you mind meld with this Raxor, and you see that this is just a very low-level aide to a Lieutenant Kjal, who works on the station. You see that Lieutenant Kjal is still on the station, and a recent memory is that Lieutenant Kjal sent Roxar and said, "Go, fix it." And Roxar left what looked like maybe a barracks, and there's a big lock on the outside. And Kjal goes into the barracks, closes it.
God damn it.
Ooh.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
I thought I turned on focus mode.
Kjal closes the barracks behind him, that heavy door, and Roxar just goes down to where you find him, basically.
Okay. I'll relay all that to everybody.
So there are Klingons at the heart of all of this.
Roxar
That-
kind of looks woozy and says, "This is a Klingon station." Yes.
What are your orders, Beck?
My orders were to restore the power.
What took out the power in the first place?
I don't know.
Who does?
I don't think my lieutenant does either, but I can take you to him if you want.
Why were you firing on us?
They told me to fire on anyone I saw who entered.
Did anyone come into this facility?
I don't remember. And he really is trying to remember.
But I'm sorry. Was he working at this facility, or was he someone that came after? He was here before, right?
You want to ask him that?
I mean, from the memory of what Kotar told us, he said he was from the barracks, so I assume that he was like at this facility from before.
He's been here a while. Yeah. He's someone who is here, has been here.
Okay, he's woozy. I'm gonna slap him in the face and say, "Does that wake you up?"
Can you set me down now, please? My neck is-
Kotar, put him down.
Okay.
And who attacked the facility? Did someone come in?
I don't know. I was waiting in the barracks with my lieutenant, and then he sent me out. I'm sorry, I don't know anything else, but I can bring you to him if you have more questions.
And I'm gonna take him by the shoulder and say, "We're here to help you.
Can you help me get
Take
the power
us to
back
your
on?
lieutenant."
Yes, but first, can you help me get the
Yes.
power back on?
Yes.
Good, because then I can
Yes.
go back to my lieutenant with at least having that done.
I will help you. I am an engineer.
Oh, thank God. I'm not an engineer. Thank God you're here. I mean, thank Kalish.
I mean, why were you the one that's... No, you know what? I don't care.
I don't know. He trusts me. There are things going on that I am not aware of, and I'm sorry I can't answer the questions, but I'm glad you're here to help. Let's fix this power. And so he turns back to a console, you see. Okay, so Dawah.
Yes.
Let us see what you must roll.
Okay. Is it okay for me to burn a momentum? Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, this is going to be reason engineering, difficulty 3.
All right. Difficulty 3. Okay. Will my focus of troubleshooting go into this?
Absolutely.
All right. I don't remember what that does for me.
You will get a crit if you roll at or below your discipline number.
Okay.
So
In a way,
engineering.
don't all Klingons enjoy shooting troubles?
Hey.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
Whoo! And so you bank 1 momentum. And you see that, first of all, there's so little power running through this, it just can't turn on at all. But you, with that really great roll you just did, you're able to see that you're able to figure out that there is another place the power is coming from, and that's where you could probably have a better shot at rebooting the system.
I also have a computer expertise, and that's whenever you attempt a task that involves the programming or study of the computer system, you can add a D20.
Okay.
Can I add that?
Well, no, because the roll already happened. And also this is more like an engineering thing rather than like a computery thing.
Yeah.
per se.
I should have
But
keep in mind. mentioned that I had a couple of talents I probably could have asked.
But you succeeded the roll, so
Yeah.
what
It would just have probably meant more momentum.
with your successful roll, you know that there's another, you know exactly where to go to reboot. Let's put it that way.
This is not the correct console to make this fix. If you would take me and I give the guy directions.
Yeah, you know that the power line is leading that way. And he says, oh, yes, all right. See, I wouldn't have figured that out on my own. Yes, come with me. And he walks out of this landing bay area and into a hallway. And he takes you around the corner.
Can I ask, is Vivek like concerned at all? Like, is he fearfully walking around because there's something that might pop out? Or is he like feeling very comfortable because he's not scared at all?
Yeah, I feel like it can kind of go either way. He does seem kind of like, I won't say on edge, but he does seem on alert, let's say. Yeah.
Okay. For the rest of my party, I'm gonna get Kotar to go first because he's the biggest thing we have, and we're just gonna use him as like a Klingon shield to go in front of us.
All right. So yeah, Kotar, you go in front. He takes you around the corner, down the hall, and into another room, which clearly is like the plant room. This is where all the power is run through. There's multiple different servers and things. Dua, you navigate your way around this fairly easily. With that successful roll, I will give you a reduced difficulty. Actually, this might just be a momentum spin because you already succeeded on the task. It was just in the wrong place.
Okay.
So
everybody cool with me spending the momentum? Well, I will do that then.
So it says the emergency power, you're able to get the emergency power on. And with that momentum spin, you're able to add time to how long it'll stay on. So I'll say you get 2 hours with this first momentum spin. And if you want more time, you'll have to spend more momentum. You could always come back here and do that later. If needed.
How are we feeling? Does 2 hours feel like enough time?
That's plenty of time.
All right.
Let's get cracking.
We will save that momentum for now.
All right. Okay, so Kotar, go ahead and roll an insight security. Difficulty is 1. Oh, you're muted.
Success is 12.
All right, great. So you got that 1 success you needed. You hear coming down the hall not far, you hear a few voices, Klingon voices, discussing something.
We hit the wall. I'm going to grab the dude by his mouth and put him up against the wall. And so we listen to what's happening, but he can't say anything because I want to hear the voices that are coming.
Okay. You hear a female Klingon voice and 2 different male Klingon voices. One who sounds kind of maybe older and more authoritative, going back and forth. The female is saying, well, I already told you, if you had kept them, we wouldn't be in this situation. They know how to run everything. Well, I know that, and it's too late to go back into the past. So what do we do now? And the other male voice, the non-authoritative one, says, well, we were waiting for that other. And the more authoritative one says, stop. Shh. Stop what you were about to say. And they all fall silent.
Okay, I want to go. Or don't, but you can't stop moving. I'm going to come around this corner now. And if you move, I'm going to kill him. And then I'm going to kill all of you.
Literally
Do we
was
understand
about to
each
say.
other?
Zazert was literally about to say, "We're fortunate they didn't hear the explosion," but he like starts to say that, and then
So you come around the corner holding Roxor as like a hostage, right?
No,
That's the
no, I
idea?
just want to put his head. I'm holding him by the neck, and I'm just putting him out into to the hallway.
Okay. The authoritative male voice says, "You have our attention."
Okay, Commander, is there anything you want to know?
Yeah. Who are they?
Who are you? And every time I do it, just because it's funny to me, I'm gonna shake the guy's head like Jim Carrey does to that dude. And
So like he's like a human-sized puppet that you're manipulating, basically.
Yes.
And you're not looking
Exactly.
around the corner, right? You're just holding him out.
Yeah, I'm holding him, and I have my gun on his head.
Okay. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna spend a
I want to like I creeped and like did a little peek to like see where they're at,
Where they're
like,
standing,
positioning
yeah.
wise, but I
Yeah.
just don't want to put myself out there and get shot.
Got it.
Well, I am
going to-
bloodthirsty. I am not done.
Foolhardy. Yeah. I'm going to spend a couple threat to do this, but instead of getting an answer to your question, you actually now see popping past I can't remember this dude's name. Roxor.
Roxar.
Where you're
Roxanne.
holding Roxor, you see another Klingon pop out in very Klingon armor. And he says, "We don't have to do this. We can just talk face to face. I sense you are from the KDF. Is that correct? They sent you?"
Talk.
"Well, assuming you are from the KDS by the hand of Kalish, I am so glad you have arrived to help us. We have been betrayed by the Earther scum that was sent under the guise of being our allies here at this station. We knew something was amiss with the Earthers and their comrades when they arrived and refused to accept any of my scientist Barda's guidance." And he points to the woman, the Klingon in the room. "And then our reactor went into meltdown mode, and we sent the rest of the Klingons to the barracks for safety and tried to send the Earthers there as well, but they refused. And of course, as it turns out, there was no meltdown. It was a ruse by Dr. Mariana Petak. She was attempting to take full control of our facility. And then they changed the access codes and locked us out of all systems. Naturally, we were forced to kill them, as they have betrayed the Empire, betrayed our alliance, and betrayed the teachings of Kalish. I knew all along that allying with the Earthers was a mistake. You know, my father served during the last war with the Federation that was stopped by the filthy Organians, Petox. The Federation, he told me that the Earthers, my father told me that the Earthers were not to be trusted, and they have proved that again here. We must restore the Empire to its former glory, and we must do that alone, not with filthy Earther Petak."
Okay. Cool monologue, bro. My only problem is you didn't leave anybody here to corroborate this whole tale that you spun. If this is your base and you were here to do this, how do I know that's true?
Well, Barda and my aide.
The people that work for you? That's who I'm supposed to trust?
What about this one? His lieutenant is safe in the barracks. I sent them there for safety. That was me.
All right, let's go check it out.
Can we do an insight check,
After you.
You sure
Aliza?
can. Yeah.
I feel like for me, and tell me if this is okay, I want to, is there anything I can climb onto from the ceiling? What I'd like to do is hang upside down from the ceiling and kind of just peer from the top of a door frame in a place that is unlikely for Klingons to be, just so I can peer through and kind of see what's happening out in the hallway.
Classic Adash move.
Yeah. Are you trying to do this stealthily, or you're just doing it? Like,
Oh, well, I think from what I'm understanding, we're inside a room, and then we were all doing stuff when people were walking the hallway. So when we hear these people, I want to have crept up to the ceiling and started like looking at an area where you wouldn't expect someone to be dropping out. So it's just like my head is in the doorway, so I can kind of see outside
Yeah.
and see the people who are passing by.
Okay, so let's have that.
And I want to do an insight check.
Yeah, so this is a stealthy thing you're trying to do, right? You're trying not to be
Mhm.
seen by them. You haven't stepped forward to see them yet. So, let's say beep, 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 daring security to get up into that position, and then we'll have you make an insight check once you're there.
Okay.
Anybody else doing anything?
I mean, Zazrit's he's keeping quiet, but he's looking around to find out if he can get an impression if his guy is here or not. Like his big question is like, so where the hell is Keptos?
Yeah,
but he hasn't said
said
anything yet. He's just noticing all of the Klingons here and thinking like, I'm gonna keep that on to myself for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you said daring and security, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I got,
difficulty would be 1 because
Okay.
this is not too hard.
I got 2 successes
Okay.
For that first thing. So I am successfully in place with a momentum extra left over.
All right.
And then I also want to do an insight check to see how much if I can trust what they're saying.
Insight command.
Okay, great. Insight command. Okay. So I'm curious. One of my focuses is underground networking skills. Does that apply here to try and get some understanding of what's happening?
I don't think so. No.
Mm,
If you
okay.
knew one of them, if you had a connect, then yeah. But no, you don't know these people.
I don't know.
Wait, hold it.
And
okay,
it was 2?
Difficulty 2. What's up?
What was just rolled again?
What
did Jade just roll?
She did a daring security before, and now she's about to do an insight command.
Okay. I have collaboration command. Whenever an ally attempts a task using that command, you may spend 1 momentum to use my score for the discipline. I think that's the same, so that's not an issue. But also one of my focuses, and I have the focus threat assessment and Klingon politics in case either of those.
That'll do it. That focus will apply.
Okay.
And you haven't rolled this yet, so yes, go. You can totally use that here.
Okay.
Right, I'll use.
So what I
momentum,
do, 2
that's
rolls or
everyone.
3 here? Yeah. Is this 2 rolls for me or 3?
So you would still roll 2d20, but you would now be able to use Ra'amyan's focus.
Okay. Okay, I rolled a 6 and a 7, which I think fall well within the range of what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's 2 successes. You needed 2 for this, and you got it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay. Yeah. Well, did you have a question before I?
No, I'm successfully upside down, dangling from the doorway at the very top and listening in and trying to assess whether I trust them or not.
Okay. So first of all, from your viewpoint, you can see kind of like I've been watching Mayans. I love the Sons of Anarchy, Kurt Sutter, Elgin James world. So I've been watching Mayans, and you know how those motorcycle dudes always have a patch. I'm not saying this is like a motorcycle dude, but I'm saying you see a very crusted over patch that no one else probably has a good angle on, but you see it has the name Kovad on it, and that's the person that Kotar has been talking to and negotiating with, seemingly. So that's one thing. What's up?
No, I'll let you finish your thought. I was gonna tell the party something about what I could do to help here, but I'll wait.
Got it. Yep. Hold that thought. Don't forget though. So first of all, now you have identified this is Kovad. This is the commander of the station. This is also information you would have known from the general. So you're confirming, okay, this is the guy who's in charge here. Other intel you get here from that successful roll, these people do work for him. They don't seem like they're under duress or anything. They seem like they're let me make this more specific, because obviously there's some type of strained, stressful situation going on, and they're all feeling that stress very visibly, but they don't seem directly like they're being forced to do things by him, if that makes sense. This is not like a hostage situation. They are willingly working with this guy. So those are the 2 things you pick up from that insight. Okay, so
I feel like I can kind of trust what they're saying then.
Or you can at least know that, I'll leave that up to you. you got some confirming evidence of who they are, at least. This person is speaking authoritatively, does have authority on this station.
Okay. And then Zazaret had something to say too, right?
I have a talent called Criminal Understanding. And I don't know if it'll apply here, but basically it says that Orion culture is based around an understanding. This is literally just like an Orion species ability. But whenever I'm around somebody who's got hidden meaning behind their plans or an underlying scheme that's happening, while trying to understand the matter involving intrigue or guile, an Orion may add an additional D20 when attempting to decipher a hidden meaning behind an action. So I was going to say, while all of this is happening and Zazaret has been sitting back and observing all of this, he's going to start putting that instinct into action and see if I can't uncover or read, like, if we're being played or if like both sides are being played by a third party. Like, he's basically trying to figure out what the situation is, if that's possible, Aliza, if that would apply.
Yes. Are you doing a roll for this?
Yeah, I think it would be an insight check is my guess, but it's your call.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna say, because it's supposed to be an opposed roll. I just realized.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have you assist Jade, because now that's enough. We don't need to do a whole new insight check. So go ahead and roll 1d20 for that assist.
Could I pitch you, since I'm using that talent, could I pitch you to give Jade my additional D20 along with assisting her?
Go for it. Yeah.
Jade, you get an additional D20 on top of that, and I'm going to roll.
All right.
Insight, security.
And I'm going to roll for Kovat. Not
sweet.
COVID. Roll
That's
for
a success from Zaz.
And then...
I mean, I still got a success, so I don't know if that adds to or replaces the success already had.
It does, because I forgot that I actually was supposed to roll for Kovat, and it's an opposed roll. So it's whoever gets more on top of the difficulty. So yes, it will help. So let's see what he gets.
Okay.
All right. How many successes did you add to the 2?
Zazra got a success as well.
So now you have 3.
I mean, I rolled 3 times in total, and each one was a success.
So y'all have 4 successes. Okay.
That'll, if whatever I'm like, if I get the sense he's lying, my assist is just going to be Zazaret leaning over to the captain and just
going up because she's up.
Oh yeah, right. Or just like, yeah, if knowing that she's up there, he's just going to sort of like angle his head away so she can hear him and just be like, whatever if he's hiding something, he'll say it, whisper it out to her.
So you both do notice some things now.
Okay.
It's more just a feeling. So Edaj, those things still apply. The patch with the name, you've confirmed who he is. You've confirmed that these people are not being forced by him, or they're not under that type of duress. But you just have a feeling this guy, the way he says, you know what it is? It's the way he says Kailesh. It's like, it's like when someone, I also just was watching The Righteous Gemstones last night. And when someone's like overly into Jesus and like, just like regular chill Christians are chill, and then there are other people who are not, and I think we all know what I'm talking about. It's like that. He says Kailesh a little bit too much, and you're
overcompensating a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're like, do you really believe in Kailesh though? Like, do you really, like, for real? That's the kind of sense you're getting. So yeah, something's up.
So
with
I
this
don't
guy.
fully trust what they're doing.
No, you don't fully trust his story.
Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna look at Kotar, and I feel like we have a very like physical understanding where I'm gonna do another motion that's like drop this puppet and grab these 2 new puppets and take them, if you will. So Kotar, are you catching what I'm giving you?
Yep. I want to step out and be like, okay, all right, I get it. Sounds about right. And then I'm gonna shoot that guy in the knee.
All right.
The
Kotar School of Information Gathering.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, let's make go ahead and roll your control security difficulty 2 for this target, and then
I think Kotar engaged cloaking device.
Right. Were you gonna add something, Jade?
I was just gonna shake my head of like, that's not exactly what I wanted him to do, but close enough. Sure.
All right.
Hey, he's gonna tell us what we want to know.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think I was just kind of like doing like motions of like you know what I mean. I feel like Coach, I was like, got you, doing my own thing.
Real quick, by the way, just so you know, and I know this came up last time we played with disruptors, but you can actually, in Star Trek Adventures, all disruptors can actually do non-lethal damage. It specifically states that if it has the lethal quality to it, then the difficulty is increased by 1 if you're going to try to do non-lethal. Otherwise, you do lethal.
I want to blow his knee out.
Yeah, okay. If he
right.
dies, he dies. You're Ivan Drago right now.
All right, Cortar, what did you get?
2 successes.
Whoo! Kovad also got 2 successes.
Oh.
So he sees
I
you.
have can I use one of my focuses? What is that?
Well, what were your numbers that you rolled?
An 11 and a 12.
No, none of those would make
Okay.
a focus wouldn't make any of those a crit, so no.
All right.
So he sees you pull out your disruptor pistol and he dodges out of the way before you fire. And now I'm gonna say if you want to throw down with this dude, we can go. Let's go. If you want to go, let's go.
I mean,
I don't want to kill him. I just don't
I
trust
want
him.
to subdue him. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, we're going hand-to-hand combat right now. Or actually,
Yeah,
you have your
get
phaser out.
wrestling. Get
All right.
wrestling.
You have
I
your
wanna
pistol out. And he
throw-
might take his out too, but
I want to throw the guy I'm holding at him. Because I got
Okay, yeah.
tablet, so I start the fight anyway.
so he's gonna do another kind of dodge. And he's gonna spend threat for an additional die. I have a lot of threat, so
How much momentum do we have? Because we have quick to action, right?
I have 3.
you do have quick to action, yes.
Yeah. So I go
Uh,
first.
Yeah,
So
you're throwing. He does get to defend, but this is your action of
Okay.
throwing the person at him.
I want to spend the extra die to grab him with 2 hands and launch the guy at him.
Okay.
No. 2 momentum. Okay.
Yeah, I got a 6. They're all work. 6, 10,
1,
14.
2, 3. That's 3 successes. And yeah. Go ahead and roll damage. Let's see what this does. Flying Beck. What does that do?
What am I getting for? The high numbers are better, right? 6, 4.
So
number.
1 and 2. Actually, it's low number. So 1s and 2s
Okay.
are that much damage. 3s and 4s are nothing. And then 5 and 6 is 1 with an effect.
Okay. Well, I got a 6.
Okay.
3s and 4s.
I might have. No, yeah, that's right.
How many die am I throwing?
Oh, yeah, a person. You know what? It'll be Roxar's damage, whatever damage he does, which is. Let me find that. I'm gonna say this is unarmed strike melee, so 3.
Okay.
3d6s.
Well, then I got a 6. That's my 1. So that's
Okay.
1 plus.
So 1 with an effect. So I'm gonna say the effect is knockdown because that's an unarmed strike effect. So you are able to knock Kovad down
Okay.
by throwing Roxar at him. So Raxor. So now you have 2 downed Klingons. The scientist and the other guy are just standing there watching, not sure what to do. So you are pretty much in control of the situation. What would you like to do?
Can I go over and step on the 2 of them and
Yeah.
put the gun at the boss guy and be like, if I were you, I wouldn't move anymore.
Yeah. All right. What is it you want exactly?
Something feels fishy about the info you gave us. I don't like the cut of your jib, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. Little man, who's the person we're supposed to be meeting here?
Long silent stretches before Zazert realizes you're talking to him. Says, "Oh, the person that I'm supposed to meet is Keptos."
What's your name? You, old one.
I am Kovad.
Do you know where that guy is?
Keptos. I can say he died an honorable death.
Commander, he killed them. It sounds like if I'm just using deductive reasoning? What are we going to do here? Little man, does that cause problems for you? I don't know.
Yeah, actually, it might. And Zazart's going to stride forward, and his like demeanor changes rather suddenly as he moves up to him. And while Kotar's holding him, Zazart's going to smile and put his hand on his shoulder gently and be like, I don't give any kind of a damn what happened to Keptos, but Keptos had something that I'm here for. If something has happened to that, or you know where it is, I would like you to tell me so that I don't have to pull your entrails out from the back of your throat.
I do not know what Keptos would have had.
Your physical health is about to change. And he's going to slowly draw a knife. It's going to change in front of everyone right now.
Go ahead and
I have
roll.
intimidation as a focus.
Yeah. Presence command, intimidation with your focus. You're gonna roll against him. Although I will say I might make the difficulty lower for you. Well, it's still posed. How do I make this easy? Because Kotar has done a really good job of subduing him. So actually,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it not opposed. Just go ahead and roll.
Just roll? Okay.
Yeah.
I have a 16 in this with a focus.
It's pretty high. It's a good number.
I roll a 2 and a 5, which is going to give me 4 successes.
All right, bank all that momentum. The difficulty was just 1, so
Okay.
bank 3
So
of
bank
those
3.
4. Yep. And Kovad sees that he's been beat. You know, he's between 2 very tall dudes and an array of other people here. It's just like, he is dead, but you can find whatever was on his person where his corpse is. And that is, hold for Aliza scrolling to find where his corpse is.
Okay.
It's here. It's for sure here. And he tells you where it is. It's in a room here. I'll find it.
Yeah. Zazar's just going to gently slap the side of his cheek with the flat of the blade and be like, good.
Oh,
very good.
I remembered where it is. He says it's in the medical bay. Along with his corpse. Whatever you were looking for would be there.
Good. Thank you. You're not out of trouble yet. You still have to answer to Kotar, but
Let's go, old man. Come on. And I snatch him up off the ground really quick.
Okay. Roxar kind of rolls off. Okay, so now you have Kovad in custody. And what would you like to do? What would you all like to do with the other 2 people here? They have not put up any
We're all going together.
yeah.
I think we should
want
ask
to come
some
with-
questions.
Seems like we've got a lead to at least we have a lead with the medical facility. So we could ask them to take us there and then answer questions, anything we have along the way.
Okay.
We certainly have enough momentum to like burn for
Yeah.
information spins if we need it.
All right. I will say,
I think there's enough people on our team who are big enough to bring everyone with us.
okay, you bring them with them. I will say this, though, just to save you all time. Interrogating them or trying to do insight on them, it's not going to really work. Their
Right.
leader guy is in custody.
Right.
He's the one
Right,
that you're
right.
going to want to deal with. But you can totally bring them with you just for, like, make sure they don't sabotage anything or things like that.
Bye, Chris.
So, bye, Chris. Thank you.
See you, dude.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I am now Kotar.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, no, he doesn't talk like that. I am now Kotar. That's how he talks. Okay. All right. So you all are going to head deeper into this facility and they're going to lead you to where the bodies are. So going down the hallway. Oh, go
As we
ahead.
go along,
Oh, wait, what happened?
Huh?
He's back for more. It's Chris, part 2.
You said, oh, wait, what happened?
Christening.
I said, oh, no. It was, I gave you a Klingon voice, but you don't really have you have this like, I talk like this kind of. So I was like practicing your voice.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. I love that he came back to find out what that was.
Wait, what?
I just, as we're walking there, I mean, in my head, why is he in sick bay? Why is his corpse in sick bay? How did he die? And I want to sort of ask Kovad this. What did Keptos do that he is dead now? And I ask this to Kovad.
Kiptos got in the way of things that are transpiring here.
And you had to kill him?
Yes.
Why keep him in sickbay?
That is where the other bodies are.
Other bodies? Who else is dead?
I told you I killed the Earthers, the Starfleet Earthers. They betrayed us. And
Betrayed you?
Oh, good.
Betrayed you how?
He stops talking, actually.
This is going to be a problem. Killing Starfleet is going to attract a lot of unwanted attention.
And potentially spark another war.
They're on their way here to see what has happened. That is a problem in and of itself. Unless there's a reason for this, this is going to spark a conflagration that we cannot extinguish. So you need to make sense of what this has done to everyone that's going to be looking at Krav 3.
And we sure as hell better have this solved before Starfleet shows up.
Or we will offer your head up as our offering of Battle Alliance gifts.
Okay, so a couple things happening now. As you all are walking and talking, having this conversation, you pass a couple of rooms. And for the most part, nothing is really in those rooms. They're cleared. But then as you pass an entryway that's open, and inside it you see an observation room that has a glass window and is looked down onto the center of this whole facility, which is the manufacturing center. So the equipment here is very old, and it looks like this is probably what Starfleet was sent here to help update, but they didn't get to finish for obvious reasons. You are in the control room of the manufacturing center looking down onto the plant. I'm going to say your Romulan scanner, Zazrit, has probably still been active. I'm not even going to have you roll for this, but you get some beeps. You're getting some life signs in this room, the control room.
While I'm scanning, can I do something kind of subtle? I just want to scan the Klingons that we're with, because Zazrit is actually wondering if they're Klingons.
Oh, okay.
And he's just trying to be, because he's got a real conspiratorial mind. 90% chance that that's not the case, but there's always a 10% chance. So, by Zazrit's math.
Yeah.
Okay, so reason science. This is just not what I'm good at, but let's roll. That's a 19 and a 14, so that's a no.
Yeah. You don't see anything in your scan that says they're not Klingons.
Okay. Yep. I was just like, maybe they're surgically altered. Oh, okay. Just checking. Based off of wow, they're being a little Kalis happy. I mean, that sounds like just bad Romulan acting, but let's just test it. But, okay, but I guess we're okay.
Okay.
Are the bodies in here? No, they're in the medical facility. We just passed the control
room of the manufacturing center, and you're getting some life signs pop up on your scanner.
What do they read as? Are they Klingon? Are they human? Are they
get this
changeling? What
Romulan?
Oh, yeah. Zazrit just smirks and goes, "If I could count the number of times you Klingons cross paths with these guys," and he holds up the scanner and shows you the Romulan life signs.
Kovad's eyes grow wider, and the other two as well. They look caught or something.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Zazrit just flashes a big white smile under the dark green lips, and he just says, Oh no.
You all pick up on him.
I think Dua has been slowly pulling their sword from their sheath as Zazrit has been doing this. Just
Zazrit points over to Dewa and goes,
It's puts their finger on the tip. Kind of does the little pirate twirl thing with it.
I think we are observing consequences.
A disruptor pistol shot fires out into the crowd of you
Mhm.
from the
course.
corner.
I hit the deck. I hurl myself to the floor.
And I'm going to say, I think you all can go ahead and oppose this. See if you can dodge out of the way.
Oh, shoot.
What is that roll?
Yeah, what is that
So,
called?
yeah, it's going to be bloop,
Daring security?
fitness.
Fitness security?
I would take fitness or daring.
Okay,
I think actually fitness because it's more about your reflexes. So
sure.
fitness security.
Okay. Fitness? Oh,
Oh,
boy.
no.
Fitness and daring. Okay. Oh,
Difficulty will be 2, but
Oh,
they
fitness
also
and
had
security.
it was difficult for them too because they're
Uh,
not firing from an advantageous spot.
Real quick, how many momentum do we all have? Because we might have enough for all of us to take one to roll.
Ooh.
I'm counting 5.
we have
Double-check
we
on
have
it.
5 momentum right now,
Yeah.
so yes, we
Yeah.
could.
Should we all take one and whatever extra we get, we get?
I already rolled, so I can't. So you guys have
Yeah,
at
I
it.
don't need it. I'm pretty confident
I
in myself.
definitely need it, so
All
I
right,
will. Take
I will
one.
also use one.
I got
Okay.
1 success.
All
I'm gonna
right.
use one.
Oh, you're
I
gonna
got a
use one
success
too,
on
Omek?
it, so I have 3 successes.
Okay, 3 successes from Edaj, 1 from
I
Zazaret.
got
Oh, God.
1 success and 1 crit fail.
Okay, so 1 success, 1 crit. All right. Dawa and
One
Omek, how'd you do?
success.
1 success.
I also got 1 success. Omek, did you say that you were? Sorry, hold on. I forgot to roll my 3rd die.
The difficulty was 2, by the way, just FYI.
Oops.
I got 2 successes.
That's whoever
um,
failed the hardest.
Omek, did you say you also were using a momentum or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so I think we have 2 now.
We have
Yeah,
2
y'all
now.
still have 3. Okay. Okay. Did anyone get over to? Yeah, you actually get 1 back from Edaj. All right, so I'm going to spend that complication, but also this would have happened even without this complication. It's just everyone who rolled 1 success gets hit. So this Romulan pops up out of the corner and just starts firing, and a few of you just can't dodge it. So rolling for their
Yikes.
weapon.
Full autos with a disruptor.
Mhm. Pew,
Ouch.
pew, pew. That's full auto. Pew, pew, pew. Oh God. I have 7 damage dice. Yikes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Come
Okay.
from me, come on.
1.
Is everyone
2,
dead?
3, 4, 5.
Thank you for watching Blood of the Void.
So that is 6. You all soak some of that. And I forgot this before from the damage that Omek took, but you ended up getting healed anyway. You
How much?
actually, yeah, it's 6 total damage. You get 1 armor, and then Brock Lul gives you 2 more. So I think you soak the Klingon soak 3.
Yeah,
Zazzy, how you doing, boy?
Not Zazaret.
Yeah,
So how much momentum do we have left? 0?
3.
We out? We have 3? Okay, I have to spend 1 or I'm going down.
Okay, you have to
'Cause
spend.
I have to
yeah.
avoid if I don't use 1 to avoid injury, then I'm toast. So yeah, I'm gonna take 5 points of damage here.
Okay.
5 points of
Ooh.
stress, and I have to
Do you-
spend.
But you soak.
I
Oh yeah,
soaked
yeah.
1.
You soaked 1. Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2,
All right.
3, 4. So Zazzard hits the deck, but his shoulder is smoking, and the leather on his jacket is like smoldering and just melted.
Okay. I'm gonna say now that that was kind of a sneak attack. We are in combat now, and Kotar is going to use his quick to action. So you all will have the first round at this.
Okay.
So,
How much did I have to spend? Oh, I have to spend 2 momentum to avoid injury, so I burned 2 of them.
okay.
Okay. So you have 1 left.
Yep.
All right. So this is your turn, and I'm going to say whoever wants to shoot, or whatever action you want to take. But you, oh, you know what? Oh no, that was.
Oh, but Aliza, just so you know, by avoiding an injury, I take a complication.
Ah.
So you know.
Okay.
That's
So
the
you're.
trade-off.
The sheet says 2 momentum or a complication.
Oh.
Avoid taking an injury, take a complication instead, is what it says.
Avoid taking an injury.
So
take a
the effect
complication
is I
instead.
spend 2 momentum to avoid
And you
taking an
get-
injury,
Oh,
and instead of taking an
got
injury, I take a complication.
The sheet
can
you
only
gave
be
us
used-
is either or. So
On avoid injury?
Oh, Well,
yep.
No, the one I'm looking at
yeah.
has.
You're looking at the book.
No, the cheat sheet that I posted, avoid injury, says after suffering an injury, avoid taking an injury, take a complication instead. May only be used once per scene per PC. So
What are you looking at,
I'm looking
Quincy.
at the cheat sheet that I
No,
handed over to y'all.
Quincy. Yeah.
I'm
The
looking
big-
at the character sheet that
Oh,
we
character.
were using, and it says, and it has explains that how do you avoid injuries? You can take a it says costume momentum or a complication. You can do that one per scene.
On
Interesting. I
Zazer's
mean,
sheet, you're saying?
Yeah.
So that's probably from that. I think that would be the most accurate then, right? Well, I don't
You
know. 'cause-
can.
It's this is on the everyone sheet, like the
Oh.
injury section that we've been using on our
Then
Starfleet
let's-
personnel file.
Okay,
Okay.
here's the official rule according to the Klingon core book. Avoid
Okay.
suffering a single injury. You can pay the cost by suffering a complication instead. So Quincy's right. Instead of
Okay.
spending momentum, you can avoid any injury once per round. So so I don't get a complication. But just so you know, if we're out of momentum, we can also suffer 2 threat
Mhm.
to avoid injury.
Okay. Well, so we have 1 momentum right now, is
Right.
what this.
Or
boil's
do we?
on.
I have 3. Oh, okay, 1.
Yes, it's
Okay,
down
cool.
to 1.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So everyone else took some damage. There's only 1 Romulan firing at us from an unknown area, right?
Yeah, yeah. From
do
no,
we
actually,
know-
you can probably see where they're coming from now because that fire all came from the same direction. Yeah, you know where they are.
Okay. If everyone else took damage, I didn't because I was successful. Also, gymnastics is one of my focuses too. So when I was avoiding damage, I was actually doing a somersault towards where the damage is coming from. So I'm hoping that I can get close enough to start attacking with a bladed weapon and
Okay.
use my TikTok to attack the Romulan.
Okay, you do so. Yeah, go ahead and make your attack.
And it's two
And-
it's 2 d20s, right?
2d20 unless you'd like to spend that last momentum or give me threat for more die. And
What do I need to get?
your difficulty, you mean?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's going to be opposed, but you'll still have a difficulty
rolls,
of
okay.
2, and then it's whoever of you gets more between the 2 of you.
Okay.
So
And what are the
difficulty-
attributes and disciplines?
Oh yeah, so you're doing melee. Sorry, you're doing a weapon attack though, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
so I'm going to
Fitness?
say daring security.
Daring, security. And
Yeah.
for me, I trade in medicine
Ah.
for when I'm in a close-up attack.
And when you're
Yeah,
using
daring
your
medicine for me.
blades, right? Yeah, so daring medicine
Yeah.
for you.
And
All right,
that's on page 2 of the cheat sheet, by the
Oh,
way,
thank
if you
you.
need a reference
sweet.
under attack.
We love a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I got 1 success and a crit because I'm able to use my focus of blades.
Okay, let's see how he does.
So
Oh,
3 successes for me.
You did pretty good too. You get that momentum because you got over the difficulty, and then you effectively get him to stop firing at least, which is good. But he does dodge out of the way of your blades, and now you are right up close with him in a melee range, and you see, you're standing in front of this Romulan.
Mhm.
I will give you a little info while you're standing here, which is you look from his insignia and his power shoulders, you infer that he's probably higher level Romulan.
Okay.
Medium to high level Romulan. He's not just like a Beck or a Centurion as they call it.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not a Centurion.
So now,
Okay.
so that
as
was-
I'm facing off against him, then I'm just like, what are you doing here? What are you trying to get to? And I have both my blades out, but they're kind of like hidden underneath my wrists. But so you can't see them, but I do have my blades out.
Remind me earlier when y'all talked about the scientist and the other who's an aide to Kovat. I didn't get to say that, but those two, you didn't search them, right? Y'all never searched them.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, we picked them
I
up and we were
believe so.
carrying them towards the medical bay.
The scientist pulls out
Uh-oh.
a disruptor,
Yep, that's what we get.
and I'm going to spend threat. And I'm actually
I'm
going to spend a lot of threat.
I'm going to use immediately.
Mhm.
I'm going to use no hesitation.
Okay.
At the start of any round of an action scene, you may add 1 threat to take the turn first, regardless of who would act first. So I quick draw on him the moment I see him go for disruptor.
Okay. Barda, the
okay.
scientist, So you
Yeah.
see her start to draw her pistol, and you do what?
Is she going to point it at us? Does it look like that's the
No.
intention is to shoot it? Oh, okay.
No. Let me see if she has anything here. No, she doesn't. She's a scientist too, especially. So, no, she aims it at the Romulan,
Oh, never mind.
at his head.
Okay. I
Oh.
want to see what that does to his
Oh.
head. I will
It's a
not-
scientific experiment.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be able to get out of this.
Uh-oh.
I will roll for him. but this is-
Headshot.
He's not even paying attention to her. So let's see what he does.
You guys
no,
don't
no.
underestimate scientists. I don't care if they're Klingon. You don't
Yeah.
underestimate a scientist.
So with her disruptor pistol, that's 4 damage.
Mhm.
And she fires her disruptor pistol from across the room into his head, and he drops. He's not going to survive this injury.
I was going to say, she just experimented what a disruptor does to a Romulan
Yeah.
face.
So this is right after I'm like ready to engage about. I'm like, oh, he did.
He did not have a
Uh,
chance to breathe a word to you to answer that question.
And
She
so
put them
I'm
out.
gonna like crouch down. Are we still in battle right now? Are we done?
No, the Romulan has been dropped, and she does not. The Barda, the scientist, she puts her pistol back, and the 3 Klingons that you have taken into custody all just kind of look sheepishly like, nothing to see here.
I will. Nice shot. He says through like gritted teeth because he's in pain right now.
She says, "Thank you."
I mean, I'm gonna crouch down and check and see if this Romulan is still alive. I'm assuming not, but then I'm gonna have my blade out. I'm like pointed at the scientist, be like, "That wasn't necessary. I had this."
Can never
So,
trust a Romulan.
You can't trust Klingons sometimes too.
Ezra raises his eyebrows at that.
And I'm gonna walk back over with my blade and sort of just dance it in front of her face and be like, so why?
She looks over at Kovad, who is, oh goodness. The looks on Kovad and his aides' faces are just a mix of pride in what she did, relief, but also now eyeing you and saying, oh God, it's not over. And she looks back at you and she says, we have been here trying to get this station up and running, asking for the resources from the KDF. And then Starfleet comes and they want to change everything I've done. They want to do this, do that, ordering me around in my facility. Kovad, well, his plan made more sense than Starfleet's and the KDF's.
So you murdered them.
Kovad told me things would get better. Kovad had a plan. I believe in Kovad's plan more than the KDF's at this point.
Where did this Romulan come from? I'm sorry. There's a part of me I'm just not understanding here.
They made a deal with the Romulans because Starfleet was pissing them off and the KDF wasn't giving them what they wanted.
And the Romulans came in out of nowhere?
Probably not out of nowhere. My guess is you all opened the door for them, didn't you? Is it something like that? Am I getting close?
She doesn't answer.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Frustrations with Starfleet is one thing. Frustrations with the KDF and the Klingon High Councils sometimes and often terrible decisions is another. But to invite the treacherous Romulans into our very own manufacturing base, these are the friends you pick. The ends and the results do not justify the frustrations, and vice versa.
You do not know what it is like being a scientist in the Klingon Empire. We have to make difficult choices in the name of science.
Oh, do we not, Omek?
We must. But
She looks at Omek.
To be fair, you are all warrior caste. Isn't that how it goes? And you're a civilian, yes? You're not with the KDF?
She nods.
Still not sure if betraying your own people to the Romulans was the answer, but I can appreciate your conflict here.
Who is this green man? He has lots of opinions.
This was all in the name of
Oh,
science?
Suddenly you care now who has green blood or not.
She rolls her eyes.
Zazrit looks over at you and says, that was good. Very good. Poetry.
So you would betray your own kind for the sake of what? Discovery? Science? You sound like a human. Is that what you are?
Pitox.
Are there any more Romulans in this base?
I wouldn't know.
Would you like to find out? We could enter every room with you in front.
Not particularly. It seems like I'm going to die today. What's the point?
What is your purpose?
My purpose was to restore this station for the Klingon Empire, but
For the Klingon Empire, to
that
what
became-
end?
To have it work, to be able to function properly and not have leaking radiation and pieces falling onto my scientists on the manufacturing floor. The KDF ignored my requests for months, years even.
I think we are missing maybe an important puzzle piece here. I understand the frustration, and you've told us why you did the betrayal. What did the Romulans have to gain from this? Or were the warbirds being constructed going to have Romulan registries attached to them in the near future?
She looks over at Kovad. That's the part of the plan I was not a part of.
And I take my Duktag, no, not my Duktag, my Maklet at Kovad and say, same question.
What's the use now? You figured out our plan.
If you have any ounce of loyalty to the Empire, not to the KDF, not to the High Council, but to your fellow Klingon, you will let us know. Because you cannot name but one time the Romulans being involved and it working out to the Klingon favor. Unless you're one of those treacherous houses like Duras. Camera rack
slowly pans over. Can I try?
I would like to make that a roll if possible.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I mean, you're trying to appeal to their sense of Klingon loyalty. Maybe it's in there somewhere.
Okay, so
That doesn't work.
So yeah, are you trying to get an answer out of him, or what are you trying to get out of him exactly?
I want to know what the Romulans get out of the deal. Because with these people, whatever, Klingon justice is they'll go to a tribunal and probably die a dishonorable death or whatever. If those Romulans already have a bigger plan in mind, if this is just one part of the network, we need to feed that up somewhere. And we need to let the Starfleet know that, hey, by the way, it's Romulans who you also hate. Not Klingons, we good.
We good. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I would say presence command.
Great. I would like to spend momentum just to make sure, Z's.
And he is going to oppose this. And oh, wait.
Okay. Just to make sure, is the threat rate, the complication range was a normal one? Because I also got a 19.
Okay, yep, we're fine.
Otherwise, it's a 5 and a 12, and I have a 5 in command, so that's 3.
Okay, so he got more successes than you, but he also rolled a 20.
Ooh.
So here's what's going to happen.
I cut off his arm and ask again, what's happening?
Not quite. Kovat looks you dead in the eye and says, "Do not worry. I was leading the Romulans along too. I plan to be the only one benefiting from this arrangement. Be surrounded by a sea of magenta and green blood." And then instantly after he says that emergency power that Dawar reconnected, it's gotten some comms up. And here in the control room, the comm comes on. And you hear a message that comes straight through. And here's what it says.
Oh, dear.
Hold, please. Hold. Yep, here it is. "This is Commander Poldan of the Romulan vessel Aviar contacting Kovad, son of Foka. We have detected the remains of the Serex and detect no Romulan life signs on the planet. The Serex was tasked with taking charge of this facility from you. Your payment will not be granted without an immediate explanation." And Kovad's eyes go wide again. Well, I guess my lie was immediately revealed.
Somebody's in trouble.
Zazrit.
Kovad, now completely caught, is going to try to make a break for it.
Yeah, now I get to use my good old quick draw.
I have never spent this much threat in a game, by the way. Holy fuck. I'm like on my last 2 threat.
I'm gonna give you another one because I'm gonna use no hesitation
Okay.
and just quick draw on him.
All right. Yeah, he's going to try to dash away from Ra'amyan's blade. Ra'amyan, you also get to act on this.
There's a flash of blue as Zazrit's Ferengi
really
energy
fucking
whip
good, at
comes
least.
right off his hip.
Okay, so this is an opposed roll again. And yeah, we are setting the difficulty so you guys can get momentum difficulties too. Yeah, Ra'amyan, go ahead and roll to whatever you'd like to do.
If my blade is still out, I would just like to do a very classic sweep the leg to make sure
Nice.
that this is a trip. It's also the style of 90s fight choreo they would do on Star Trek.
Yes.
So is that a daring security? Is that a control security?
Yeah, I would say daring security.
Alrighty.
And then he was making a dash first. Yeah. He rolled really well.
13 and 6, but that's just outside my focus range. So that's let's see, daring security is also 13. Never mind. I have it. I have 2 successes here.
Okay. And how did you do, Zazrit?
Oh, I was waiting. Okay.
Okay.
So I am going to burn a determination. And fury behind the smile is the value I'm calling upon.
Okay.
So let's see. This is this is daring plus security. So I need a 14 or less. And I have a specialization in the energy weapon. That's that's 4 successes.
And that's with the whip?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, wait. And it has the accurate quality. What does that do? Accurate says it. I'll go ahead and declare that then, because I'm getting an action in combat here. Then I'm going to use a minor action instead of chasing after them. I'm going to use a minor action to aim first.
Okay.
Which will let me. And I'll get an extra success. So 5.
Yeah,
5
that does
successes.
it. That does it.
It's non-lethal. That's the good news.
He rolled really well, so you needed that 5th success
Okay.
for this to work. So Ra'amyan tries to sweep the leg. Kovad jumps over that sweep, runs out the door, but just as he gets to the door threshold, the whip wraps around his neck and you're able to pull him back. And you also shock him, right? Because this is an energy whip.
It's electrical damage.
Do that
and that's
damage,
gonna
yeah.
Be, let's see. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 2 effects. 3 effects. Does it have any? Oh, it doesn't have any. The only thing that accurate. Yeah. It doesn't activate anything with the effects. So it's 6 total.
Okay, you have effectively neutralized this guy. You've knocked him out. And
Cracking
since
sound.
we're at the end of our session, So, to give you a little bit of summary of what happens next, that Romulan message came from a ship that decloaked in orbit just at the wrong time for Kovad.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so you are able to understand with a little bit more exploration of the facility. You almost got everywhere, but with the emergency power back on, you also are able to look through the comm system and see that there was a message by Dr. Mariana, one of the Starfleet lead scientists, that just didn't get sent out. It seems like it got cut off, and I will actually play that message for you. And by play it, I mean read it dramatically.
Do it. I want to know.
To anyone in range of this communication.
Oh God, this is already sad.
Dr. Antoinette Mariana of the United Federation of Planets. Please be advised that the Klingon Empire's manufacturing facility on Krav 3 has been compromised. Oh, this is audio only, by the way. I was the head of a team sent to upgrade the facility, only to have our attempts at upgrades blocked and impeded by Kovad, the head of the facility. I've learned that Kovad is collaborating with members of the Romulan Star Empire to turn over the facility to them. I was able to take control of the defensive satellite in orbit of Krav 3 to defend ourselves against the Romulan vessel that was sent to complete the task, but I'm sure that other Romulans would be along soon enough. And at this point, I fear for my life and that of my team. Please send help as soon as possible before... And the message cuts off. And it was never sent.
Oh, man. I will say that in the medical bay, you watch Zazret open up a case and smile at all of you as he shows you an entire case filled with Regalian liquid crystal. He just smiles out and says, "This will fetch a nice price." And
is that what you recovered from the body? Okay.
That's literally what he was here to pick up.
All right, there it is.
Yeah, which is, yes, it's illegal, highly dangerous, and sometimes intoxicating, and again, an aphrodisiac. He locks it up, picks up the case and says, well, very sorry to hear about everything that happened here, but thank you for the ride.
Okay.
Shame we couldn't con that Romulan to giving us payment.
We don't need any of the Romulans' filthy money.
Shame I couldn't con the Romulan into paying.
When you get back to your ship, by the way, you have placed Kovad into custody, and you all successfully restored the facility to regular operation before the Enterprise arrived. And you also, in your reporting back to the KDF, you were able to report back Barda, the scientist's frustrations, and you have their ear now, and they realize how much they've been neglecting this station. The Romulan ship, I'm going to say, you drive off, effectively scare them away, and they realize the jig is up and they are not taking over this station. And you all, having successfully completed this mission to your general specifications, you are rewarded for your honor, courage, and victory. And that is where we end this lost episode.
Oh, dang.
Yay.
Oh, dang.
We want to do an epilogue? Did you want to do an epilogue?
Zazret needs to see the doctor. I got shot.
Yeah, well, just real quick, because I know there were a lot of frustrations about this facility, about things that were not up to spec. As a commander who feels some of that pain, for the things that they wanted to get upgraded, I kind of wandered around the station and kind of fired at it and destroyed a lot of the things that were a little bit inferior that need to be upgraded. So they need to be replaced by the Klingon Empire. Okay. So I hope to help by destroying and breaking.
That was also part of the report. Like, it got destroyed in firefights.
Yeah, so you have to upgrade with the latest technology that we have to give them better materials. Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? Epilogue?
I think that aside from the things that need to be broken in order to get the KDF's attention, I try to at least give them some, basic stuff that the power will keep going out, and things like that is probably what Dwal will try to set them up with before they go, so they can at least live.
Great.
Take care of living conditions.
Okay. Ramyan, do you have anything?
Finish his game with Kotar from
nice.
earlier.
That's right. Chesh. Wonder who wins.
These
All right.
pawns are weak, but can be used to place the queen into position.
That
I
pawn,
like this game.
that pawn reminds me of Roxar. That little Beck that I was using like a puppet. It's like this pawn.
It appears we get 3 levels to place our puppets. I
Yes.
shall enjoy this game with you, Kotar.
Yes, very much so. I'm glad you brought it to us. Okay, and Omek?
It was an honor, Warriors. I think I would like to possibly set up a brand new satellite to orbit the planet of Crowd 3 so that we can have maybe better sensors detecting any other type of life organisms that try to invade the space and disrupt the manufacturing plant.
All right. Sounds
And
good.
I do that as I eat my tart jerky.
Yeah. That you hunted and then cured yourself.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And then Zazaret.
Yeah, I mean, mission accomplished. He's got a nice haul that he's going to be able to sell back at the station once he arrives. Although he is going to request that he's not brought back to Narendra Station because the Federation is definitely going to seize this from him if he passes through customs. So instead, he's just going to ask for a drop-off point, in which case he's going to contact his Gorn second-in-command, Koss, and have him come pick him up in his favorite shuttle. And then he's going to go see the doctor because he got shot. I need help.
Oh,
See the
yes.
doctor.
After this whole session, everyone needs a little bit of R&R. So I think just trying to fix up Zazaret, I think I'm going to decree that, it's going to take at least a week at a beach planet to recover from this. Floating in some salt water will help everyone's wounds. So this is a KDF approved medical excursion to a planet where there's a lot of salt water and coconut rum to really get everyone back on board.
Yeah,
That's
sounds like Ryza. Sounds like you got to go to Ryza. Yeah.
Cost that I am delayed.
Yeah, medical leave. We're all on medical leave for some healing, sexual healing.
I can tell you right now that me telling Cost that I'm delayed, he would probably just be like, again. Fine.
So that's where we'll end the session, with you all on medical leave by order of Captain Idaj, with the power of the KDF behind her on Ryza. That's where we will end the session. Thank you all so much for watching and for making this happen. I want to shout out the writers of this awesome adventure. It's called The Incident at Krav 3, and it's written by Keith R.A.D. Candido and Fred Love. Some of the best, in my opinion, Star Trek adventures that are pre-written that I have run were by these two writers. So shout out to them. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had a great time running it with you all. It was so good to be back at a table with you all, a virtual table. So thanks for being a part of this. Thank you, Jake. Thank you, Q Times. Thank you, Ox Crew. Everybody stay safe out there. Peace out.